neon nights, controllers lit like fireflies. Old freaky gamer in the zone, level up the unknown. Game talk news, it's all a thrill, conquering worlds with skill on skill. Game on, game hard, streaming stars were never far. Game on, game hard, in this conquest we're avatars. Mr. Mike
Welcome to the GamezAttack podcast here on OldFreakyGamer.com. This is episode 82, as I like to call this, the GabeCube Sucka. Oh yeah. Welcome everybody to the GamezAttack podcast, the only podcast about video games and the gaming industry. No, it isn't. It's about everything. And I am your host for today, Mr. Narrator, or if you really want to call him Morgan Freeman. I get something doing on right now, using a little bit of AI bullshit. It's basically called, what is this called? I forgot what it was called. What is this called? I have to do stupid stuff here. Oh, voice mod. Yes, voice mod. It's a little software that actually it's a very popular software. I had purchased it a long time ago, and at first it didn't really work with OBS or anything at the start. But later on, I tried it again, and it seemed to start working a lot better. And I've been learning new ways to record the audio and test out the new software integration that it does with OBS. And I found out that if I just regularly put it out there as a desktop audio feature, it works quite well. I hope you like it. I'm not going to talk like in the mirror the whole time there, or more Freeman right here, right now. I just wanted to test it out for other reasons and some functionality here. You know, it's fun. And like I said, I own they call it a professional license. I forgot how much I paid for this. I bought it a long time ago, and it says it's got a lifetime license or whatever. And right now they got like so many different sounds and people you can be. Like I like this one. I like this. She's called Fox. She's pretty hot, and I'm gonna change to her right now.
Oh, and here we go. My name is Fox. Foxy lady in the gaming universe. Now, if you just listen to this podcast, you're probably like, what the hell's going on here? If you're watching it, you're doubly wondering because you're seeing a dude talking, but he sounds like a chick. Go figure. I can also sound like, let's see, they got Fire Dragon.
I can sound like a fire-breathing dragon. Welcome to the GamezAttack podcast. This is the GameCube, or I should say the GabeCube, bitches. Yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about that as the Steam and the GameCube enters the console wars again. Or not, because I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed that I say it that way, but we'll talk about that. But I'm gonna go back to just talking
my regular voice here. I got something, it's got a little clean mic here, and then it's got a voice enhancer. Let me know what you think about the voice enhancer and the clean mic. So I'm gonna do the clean mic for this part of the show, and then I'm gonna try the voice enhancer part for the second part of the show. I'm hoping it sounds pretty good. I'm going to put my other earbud back in because then I can hear myself in here. I do sound like I'm like doing a show off a stage or something. I can hear the little bit of the echoing type of, not clean mic, but the actual sound of like I'm in a room doing this. Let's see the voice enhancer. It does a decent job, I think, but it's still the same thing. Or I could just do my regular thing and turn this all off, and I could just talk normally, which it sounds like I'm a little lighter in my speech. I don't know. It sounds, like I said, I am talking in my normal talk now, but I don't know. The voice enhancer does seem like it does a little bit better job. Because I can, like I said, I can hear myself a bit better. I don't know. It's just me. Like I said, I'm old. I'm old. Everything's broken on me. My eyes, definitely my ears, my nose. Everything's been broken on me. Especially sinuses clogging up all my holes in my nose and my ears and stuff. It's like, I hear a little bit differently than what you, the normal person, would hear from me. But let's see here. We can keep trying this voice enhancer out. Or I could just go back to the clean voice thing too. But they both sound pretty good. At least to me. I don't know. Like I said, let me know how you think. I'm just going to be doing this crazy stuff for this episode. When I do my next podcast and stuff, I might just go back to just being me. But for this one, I am going to do a little bit more with the clean mic, the voice enhancer, doing some crazy voices and stuff, because why not? Let's have a little fun with this podcast. Oh boy. So what am I going to talk about first? There's tons of not too much stuff to talk about, but there's enough to talk about. I know we're going to be talking about Valve for a good portion of the show, so we'll talk about that in their announcement of their, what is it, the Steam box, the Steam console, and their new VR headset, their updated VR headset, and then of course their new rendition of their Steam controller that they just announced. They announced all three at once. A lot of people were bummed out about where is the next Steam Deck? And they said, yeah, we're going to hold off on that a little bit longer, which I can understand. But we'll be talking about that in a minute. First off, that's not on my rundown here that I'm looking at. Giant Bomb and a whole bunch of people are doing their Extra Life streams. So if you want to go support those guys and give them a little bit of money, ching, 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 and not just give me a little bit of ching, 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 because I do, like I said, I have Mr. Mike's tip jar on OldFreakyGamer.com and here on the video, on my YouTube page, I do got the tip jar link as well if you wanted to tip me a little something if you think my content is worth it. But I would plead you not to, at least not for this week or next week or so, because, we got Extra Life going on, and I'd rather you donate that money that you could give to me to go donate that to Extra Life for the kids, for the children, because that's what we want to do. Donate some money to the children, So that's what I would be asking you guys to do this time around. But there is Extra Life going on. I was watching a little bit of the Giant Bomb Extra Life that they do. They do some pretty fun stuff. I like to watch them a bit. And I was watching their live stream a little bit yesterday. I forgot all about it. I was so busy yesterday because I'm recording this on Sunday, because usually I try to record this a little earlier, but I was so busy Saturday, and I woke up late, and like I said, I got my sinus issue going on, so it was hard for me to sleep this weekend and stuff like that. But I woke up late, and I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff Saturday, including making dinner and stuff, but that's nothing. But I was putting up plastic on all my secondary windows, the ones that I only have one pane of glass on, my older windows, I should say. They're old, but they're still newer than old. So I'm not changing them out just yet to my double or triple pane glass windows. I'm going to keep these around for a while because they're still in great condition. So until they start breaking down, I got some special window plastic where you tape it up around the window itself and the sill and stuff like that, and then use a heat gun to melt it a little bit to tighten up the plastic so it gives it a nice tight seal to it. It's really cool. I use this for the first time. Usually I just buy some regular sheets of plastic and either I used to staple them to the windows and stuff or tape them that way, but now they got this stuff that's really good. I don't have it up here with me, but you could get on Amazon. You could just look up window plastic and you'll find it. It's a nice little kit. Comes in a little box. I'm like, oh, is this going to cover my whole window I'm looking at? And you look at the rolls and you're like, I don't think this is going to work for my window, but it does. Trust me, it does. I got really long and tall windows that go up to the bottom. Now, if you got some long, wide windows, it might be different for that. You might have to get a different kit for that. I wonder if they do sell like different kits if you got like some really, really big windows or something like that. I'm sure you could adapt this to those too, but this fit just perfectly fine for my windows, and I thought, oh wow, it fits really nice. It was really easily to set up. They come in little rolls, and you roll them out, and you stretch it to the size of your window, and then you cut it. And then the plastic, when you're first you tape the window. There's like a double-sided sticky tape that you tape around the window and the frame. And then you put the plastic on, you roll it on to the side, and you cut it. And then you roll it down, and then you pull it down because it's all more plastic in the sheet. And then you pull it down, you cut it on the bottom, you stick it out to all the tape as best as can, stretch it a little bit, stick it to the tape, and then you use the heat gun to finally get it all stretched out. I do it one step further. I got my clear tape as well, and I put clear tape around it just to give it a better seal and better holding capacity, because I heard the double-sided tape doesn't always work super well with the kits. So I put I extra did it with some clear tape around it, really got it all locked up and stuff like that. So I used that and did the heat gun, and I did all these windows pretty quickly, just one after another. I did the two in my office here, my two big windows. So this office, and it got pretty warm in this office. It got to 76 degrees in this office. Right now it's at 71.7 degrees. That's okay. I like that. It's going to get warmer in here though, because I do got my big computer running, and it's going to be running most of the day. But just weatherproofing for the winter. The winter's already here. It's already cold outside, and I wanted to save a little bit more on my gas heating bills and stuff like that. Not that I'm not using it for everything else, and the electric bill is probably going to be skyrocketing high this winter and stuff because I'll be gaming a lot on my PC and stuff like that. Mostly, hopefully, my Xbox ROG Ally X, but also my PC and everything else as well. But I did most of my windows that I needed to do on, except for the newer ones. I got a bunch of newer ones, and the big giant windows are double, triple pane glass as well, so I don't have to do those. And I did some in my bedroom and stuff, and the hallways, and it seems to do a very, very good job. And I still have a ton of roll. I got a ton of this kit left, so I can use this kit for next year and not have to buy it for next year, because I have so much of it. I can use it all for next year, and it's like, wow, I could do this for 2 seasons. So that's going to be awesome. And I'll see how this holds up, but it looks pretty good. Everything's nice and tight, and keeps it warmer and keeps the heat in, the cold out, and it does some soundproofing as well. It sound like I hear less from outside. Not that I really heard much from the outside, because my house is actually weatherproofed. I actually have insulation that I had pumped into the walls of the house. I forgot how many years ago. Maybe it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I had insulators come and insulate the insides in my walls of my house and the ceiling and stuff like that. So my house is pretty insulated from the elements outside. So, any way you can do and to save on your heating and electric and bills and noise and stuff like that, that's always good to do. But yeah, that's what I was doing Saturday. A bunch of other stuff, and then testing out some stuff on the gaming side of things. Friday, I did my stream of GTA 5. I thought that went pretty well. I was just playing it. I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh man, this is going longer than I thought. And I got in a good amount of playing that, even though my original game save was gone. But like I said, I've downloaded the game save from somebody else on the internet, and I was able to use that as a fun time, but also restarting the game for myself. And I'm trying to look at my head. Do I got? Oh, that's just a flap. Sorry, folks. I'm watching myself here on the monitor, and I'm trying to make myself look somewhat cool here. Got my backwards cap on and my glasses on. Trying to act the fool here. It's very nice, very nice. But it was fun. It was a fun stream. I tried to keep the audio down to a minimal, even though some audio got through. And then, of course, YouTube's like, "You're using copyrighted audio, Mr. Mike." Wait, hold on. Let me get into See, this is where these voice sounds come really handy. Where would it be? Where's a good guy here? Hold on. I got so many. I don't want to use Mr. Scream. Where's the... I could, save these characters, but I don't. Was it... I don't know. Was it this guy? I can use this guy. Let's see.
Is this guy? No. How about this guy? Oh, this guy sounds pretty good. You are using copyrighted audio in your video stream, Mr. Mike. We at Google hate that. We got an algorithm that is bullshit, and our AI bot determined you're using copyrighted audio in your stream while playing a video game, even though the audio's in the video game and it is licensed. But we don't care because we're Google, and we just care about ourselves and not our customers. And we deserve your... what would we call it? We deserve your, patronage. We do not like anybody streaming anything we don't like, and we'll kick you off in a second, like we did the last time you were streaming.
So all in all there, was I doing this one? I was doing this one, right? I don't know. All in all, I'm just, like I said, I'm messing around with the soundboard here on AI transferring my voice into this audio. All in all, I think I was using this other mic right here, whatever. All in all, yes, they pinged one of the audio, and even though I was not barely even playing it, or you couldn't even hear it or understand it because the characters in the game were talking and I was talking and stuff like that, YouTube is still like, "No, Mr. Mike, no, very bad. This is not a copyright strike or anything, but no, you can't use this audio." I hate that. I hate that so much. I think YouTube and Twitch.tv, and I think they're the only ones that really do the streaming. I know, what do you call it? TikTok lets you do streaming and stuff like that, but they don't do that because they actually license out all the music, so you can use any music in your stuff. But Google and, of course, Twitch don't want to, because even though they got Google's amount of money, or Oogle's amount of money between the two of these companies, because Twitch.tv is owned by Amazon, and of course YouTube is owned by Google, they don't give a shit about us. They just want to play nicely with the with the media companies and stuff out there, the other media companies, and say, "No, we'll have these copyright things, we'll do all this bullshit." And I really hate it. I think they overdo it, and I think their AI bots suck ass, tremendously suck ass. So, and I'm sure a lot of you already know that shit. You know the bullshit that Google pulls on saying you're doing something not right on your thing. Like, they locked out my OldFreakyGamer account yesterday as well. It's like, "Oh, your OldFreakyGamer," or whatever, Google account was locked out because of suspicious activity or something. I'm like, what suspicious activity? I stream gaming videos. I put up I save the videos. What else do? I use the email address for emails for oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. What else does it do I do that makes this not legit? I don't know what the fuck their stupid AI is thinking. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing. And then everybody's like, oh, well, this AI that everybody's doing, it's all going to become sentient. It's all going to become, what do they call that term? I call it sentient, but, what's the stupid term they come up with that AI bullshit? They got a term for it, and I forgot it because I don't really give a shit. But they're like, oh, it's going to be sentient or whatever. AI is going to be something. It's going to know. It's going to be actually smart. And I'm like, no, nobody's AI. It doesn't matter if you're ChatGPT or Google AI or anybody else that's doing AI. It's all algorithms. It's all fakeness. It's all just a shad. It's a facade. It does some good for some stuff, but the things they want this so-called AI to do does nothing. It just makes people miserable. Most of the world is sick of it already, even though most of you who have stocks in the stock market probably got some AI bullshit going on in your 401ks or stock, and there's nothing you could do about it because a lot of these other companies are so foolish that they think this whole AI thing is going to be super profitable someday, even though it's not, and the bubble will burst. Because we all talk about the AI bubble. It will burst. It will eventually burst, and it's going to hurt a lot of people out there. It's going to hurt a lot of people. Thank fucking God I don't put no money in the stock market right now. I was planning on putting some money in the stock market right now because I was like, there could have been some stocks that could go up, but then I'm like, this AI bullshit, no. I'm going to keep it out. I keep money in a special savings accounts that don't include anything stock market wise, and I earn interest the old-fashioned way, and I'm happy about that. Because when I used to have a 401k with my old former employer, all I seen that 401k do is keep going down. I had a whole bunch of money in it, and then all the other bullshit happened. COVID happened. All this other bullshit happened, and all I kept seeing was my money in my 401k keep going down by the thousands of dollars. Every month. It was like, another $1,000 down, another $1,000 down. And after so many few $1,000 that I was losing out of my 401k, I took the bold and probably very smart decision. I know a lot of people out there that probably have 401ks or do play the stock market will probably say, no, that's not smart. That's stupid. Or you should go back in or blah, 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 blah. That bullshit. The wannabeers out there. I took all my money out of their 401k. I closed out my 401k account. I paid the penalties. I paid the governments, my state and the federal government on the interest. Wasn't too much. It was really not that much. It was in the couple $1,000 range. But then I was thinking anyways, I'm like, well, I'm losing thousands of dollars a month anyway. So what's another couple $1,000 paying to the government once and to my to New York State once, and I'm like, I'm done. And then I put that in a special high yield savings account, and now it's all secured. It's FDIC backed and all that. If that shit actually will work, if the whole economy and the stock market and everything else crashes and burns to the ground, I don't know how well that stuff will last either. You never know. That's why you got to always carry some cash on hand. You got to keep some cash at home, folks. Remember, you never know what will happen, because the whole banking industry could just collapse one day, and then it's like, well, you're just going to have to survive on the cash you're selling. And then people are like, buy gold and silver and platinum. That's the only way you can survive. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to be a way in the future to survive either. How are you going to chip off a little piece of gold to buy something with? What's that gold going to do for you? What's that gold going to do for you? You're going to have gold. How are you going to spend it? How are you going to use it to buy goods and services? It doesn't make no fucking sense to me when people go buy gold, go buy this, go buy platinum. And I'm like, okay, I own this gold. It's worth, apparently it's worth a lot of money and stuff, but how am I supposed, if I wanted to buy a pizza, how do you buy a pizza with a piece of gold? I got to chip away at it, give them a little bit of gold dust there. Here's $1, $2, $6, $10. Here you go. Here's a bunch of little chips of gold. This should be enough for this for this pizza, right? It's crazy. It's stupid, and people just do not understand. Plus, I think in the way, if we ever lost the whole banking system and everything crashed and stuff, I think we would be going into the bartering system again. We'd be like the old days, like, here, I'll give you this jacket for that piece of meat or something like that, or I'll give you this for that. Here's my cow for your woman. Here's my woman for your cow. You know, stuff like that. I don't think gold and all that other shit would be meaningless in the future if that all happened. I think we'd have bigger issues to do. Anyways, back to reality here. Unfortunately, I could do. Wait, do I have? I don't have that, do I? Right now, where is it? I had my. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's get back to reality here. So the AI bots are bullshit. And Giant Bomb, because I was watching it yesterday, and then I was trying to watch it today because I was doing other stuff. So I watched a little bit of it yesterday, but I wanted to come back and watch more of it today. And I wanted to, I like to watch it over time because they got like, what is it? What did they say? 18 plus hours of the stream, the extra life stream that they're doing. And I went to the link because I saved the YouTube Giant Bomb link for the stream. And it said, sorry, Mr. Mike. Here, I got to go to it now because I forgot exactly what it said. Come on. Why is this not popping up? There we go. I don't know why that wasn't popping up. So I went here. I went to my Giant Bomb Midwest Extra Life 2025 stream, and I went on, and I'm like, oh, no, I want to watch this stream, and it goes to this, it says, this live stream has been terminated due to the use of third-party audio or video content. And it's just this big black screen, and it has the big white exclamation point here, and it says, no, Giant Bomb did a no. They were streaming video games and music and such, and for their stream that is going for the children, mind you, that is a show that they're doing to raise money for Extra Life, and YouTube killed it. I don't know when they killed it. Like I said, I wasn't watching it yesterday, so I wonder if they were able to finish their stream or if YouTube killed their stream beforehand. And the only way I can watch their after Extra Life after stream is to watch it on twitch.tv, which it'll be up for a little bit for now, or unless if Giant Bomb decides to edit it or whatever and try to get it back up on YouTube after the fact or put it up on their website or something. I don't know. It is a horrible thing. It's a stupid thing. It's a stupid YouTube, Google thing and it's not just them. Other people do it too. Twitch even said in the stream there that it's using copyrighted audio and stuff, that it was going to mute a lot of the audio and stuff because of the copyright and stuff. And it's bullshit. It is such a stupid bullshit thing. Stupid bullshit policy. It's because these big still industry, I don't know why the record industry is still a big industry, and these big conglomerate corporations and media conglomerates are suing like crazy and still trying to keep things locked down for stuff like this, even though TikTok does it. The thing that everybody either likes or hates, TikTok allows you to do it because they actually pay for those licensing fees for all the music and stuff, so you can put all your music and stuff in there and not be hit with copyright strikes or whatever bullshit that would go on. And it's not like these people are just putting music out there for you to listen to and just running a stream of music and stuff. No, it's just in the background or it's in the game or something like that. It's nothing to do with them trying to rip anybody off. It's just what it's in there. And when you got them talking and laughing and making, loud gestures and stuff like that, none of this copyright bullshit and stuff should matter at all, because nobody's going to want to listen to the music or try to rip the music when somebody's screaming, going, yeah, all day. It's stupid. It is. We are living in a stupid time, in a stupid era right now where things are getting too litigious, bullshit, fucking lawyers, fuck all the lawyers, I gotta say. Fuck YouTube, fuck Google, fuck Twitch, fuck Amazon, even though I use Amazon and stuff, and I do use YouTube and Twitch, but still, fuck them all. It's just so stupid. There are people that do worse things or actually do stuff like copyright stuff, try to rip off copyrighted stuff and do stuff like that on YouTube. You can take those down. Those are legit. But when people are doing something like that, or when I was doing my stream, when I was doing my Xbox ROG Ally X unboxing and review and show off stream, when I was doing the first unboxing and stuff and showing it off and doing all that, and I was playing, I think it was during the Oregon Trail, when I was playing the Oregon Trail on my stream, and then YouTube took me off. It's like, you're doing something not nice. You've got some audio or something that's not nice. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, what audio? What are you talking about, YouTube? I'm playing fucking the Oregon Trail on here. Is that so wrong to have streamed while my ROG Ally, my Xbox ROG Ally X is being updated and I'm playing a game on the stream? What the fuck was that? And I had to restart and redo set up a whole new stream like in 2 seconds to continue my stream. Luckily, I record it on my side, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm like, what the fuck, YouTube? And then, like I said, yesterday when my account got like suspended or closed or whatever temporarily thing until I logged back in and whatnot, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, YouTube? What the fuck is going on over at Google? What the fuck are they doing over there? They're YouTube, Google, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't think God knows what the fuck you're doing. What is this? Is your AI fucking going wonky bullshit over there? What the fuck is going on? Even on because I know a lot of you probably gonna laugh at me for this, but I like to use Bing and the Edge browser, the Edge Bing whatever browser, the Microsoft browser for all my searches and stuff like that, and I do I use it for my everything. So even one day, Microsoft browser, Bing browser, whatever, was giving me warnings going, hey, Mr. Mike, you're doing some weird searches. If you keep doing this, we won't let you get achievements anymore or your Microsoft points or whatever because you're doing some weird shit. And I'm like, searching for weird shit. I'm like, what weird fucking shit am I searching for? You know what I mean? Video game names and this and that. When did these people start becoming the arbiters of the internet? When did these people start becoming like freaking dictators of the internet and all that? And why? It's just driving me crazy that all these companies are going really fucking batshit psycho. And I don't even know if I know it's all their AI robotic generated things that are searching for people doing no stuff on the internet and whatnot. But what are they fucking talking about? I'm just doing my normal thing. I've been doing it for years. And yet, they're like, no, Mr. Mike, you're doing a bad thing, so you might not be able to get points anymore. And I'm like, fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Bing. Fuck you, Google. Fuck you, everybody. What the fuck? You're making the internet worse. Oh, this is where I hate AI. Now, I like AI for little things like when I do my voice changing, when I make some of my little shitty music for my starter, for my videos and stuff, or for this podcast or stuff like that. But it's not something that I use regularly. It's not something that I use to replace jobs or anything. It's just for little stupid shits and giggles fun. But what these companies are trying to use it for is outrageous. And these people are outrageous and they're horrible. And it was horrible that this Extra Life stream is down because people probably would, like me, would want to watch it after the fact. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that they can just watch it after the fact on twitch.tv, which I know is going to be for a short period of time because I think those videos only last, for 30 days or something, if I remember correctly, on twitch.tv. Or if you're a paid member, maybe they last a little bit more or something. But twitch.tv don't really keep your videos or anything like that for long periods of time because they're not that kind of a service where they store your videos after the fact. They just let you stream them and keep them for a little bit until you just decide to archive them or put them on YouTube or whatever, and that's it. They don't really want to store your stuff, your content over there, which is weird. Because you would think Twitch would want to do that and they could charge for that or something. Like, shit, let people like me pay for storage. Like, yeah, $20 a month or something. You could store all the videos that you make here on Twitch. And $20 a month, you're giving us 20 extra bucks a month, and you could store all your live streams and whatever. And it stores on here and you never lose them, and you could download them in high quality or whatever quality you recorded them. You know, they could do something like that, but they don't. Because they're not that kind of a service. Which is hence, unfortunately, why twitch.tv will eventually become no more when Amazon finally decides to pull the plug on them, like they've been pulling the plug on everything else gaming again lately. Because you can't trust a company like Amazon to take priority in your gaming. They're not really into it. They're just into trying to make a quick buck. And if that quick buck isn't being made, they're going to pull the plug. Just like anybody else. Just like Google did when they tried to do their Google thing, and that failed miserably at the start because they really just did not care or understand how to what gaming is. The same thing with Apple. When Apple's like, oh, we're going to have this gaming market. We're going to have people play games on our Apple devices and iOS devices. And then do you hear them ever talking about gaming right now? Nah, not really. They got that Apple TV that's doing okay, but gaming, Apple's not into gaming. That's why I tell people don't like, these companies should not be making games for Apple unless if Apple's paying them to make or port their games to their devices, because they don't really fucking care about gaming. The only people that care about gaming, well, formally care about gaming, I should say, is Microsoft with Xbox, which who knows where that's going to go. They'll still be in the gaming scene because of Windows and all that, but if they don't try to pull something off and try to get some goodwill back, which they pretty much killed most of it off with the upping the price of Game Pass and console prices and all that stuff. But yeah, Sony's doing the same thing. Their prices have been high for their stuff. They're going to probably raise prices again because now they're doing their games are going to be able to be streamed and all that, and they're going to have like most of the same stuff that Microsoft has with the Xbox. And their next-gen consoles aren't going to be that cheap either. And I'm sure these current-gen consoles are going to eventually go up in price again eventually if Sony deems that necessary. But otherwise, I have the feeling that they're going to be in the same exact boat, and they don't have the same amount of software. They don't have nearly enough of the same of the software that Microsoft has. They don't. They don't have that software, at least current software. They got a giant back catalog, which they were just talking about, that they got thousands and thousands and thousands of games that you can now play or stream or whatever on your PlayStation devices, but they don't got a new recent catalog. They don't have many games for their PlayStation fan base to play, you know? They got those few and occasional titles, because what is their next game that's coming out? Is it going to be Marathon? When's that supposed to come out? When's that Wolverine game going to come out? That's the only games that I basically know of. Otherwise, they still got Helldivers. They got that Spider-Man game that came out a long time ago. Are they done with the Last of Us bullshit and the Last of Us remastered bullshit? Because that just got really crazy with that bullshit, with the remastering of The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 and stuff. That's all I kept hearing. Oh, there's another remaster of The Last of Us and a remake. And I think people, the fans of The Last of Us, kind of got really fed up with them, gaming-wise, of that. So maybe that's done and over with. But what other games did they got? You know, and still waiting for Astrobot to come on Steam, by the way, if they ever put that on there. Or do you think eventually, because they're going to have that, what do you call it, the cross-buy thing coming up whenever that people are talking about, that I talked about, do you think Sony's going to have that cross-buy thing where it's going to be for cross-buy for their PlayStation 5 game and Steam? Or you think Sony's going to open up their own Sony PC store front, which would be stupid, first off, because, you know, people like others have tried that, many others like EA and Ubisoft, and you see how those all went, right? They all failed because they suck and it's stupid. And most people put their games on Steam and Valve and stuff like that because Valve basically with Steam has a monopoly on the PC gaming market, which I understand. They're the best. They put most. That's what their business is mostly, is Steam and all that. They'll make some games occasionally, but their business is making that the best PC gaming platform out there, and it is. I admit it. Steam is the best, but I've been more attuned to, because of achievements and stuff, I've been more attuned to the Xbox for PC storefront, because they've been having a lot of great gaming sales and stuff, and the games I get off of them and play from them have been pretty good. I haven't had any problem with their games. I know some people have, but I haven't had any problems. But they just don't have... They have a ton of games on there, but they don't have a lot of the AAA third-party games yet on there, because they need to get those actual Ubisoft games on there. I'm not talking about, oh, you could buy the Ubisoft game on their store, but you got to still go to the Ubisoft client to play it, download it, and play it. No, that's bullshit. I want to be able to get my game from the Xbox for PC store and download it and play it from there and get my achievements, not have to install a third-party stupid software to do that, because that's not what I want, and I still don't get those achievements. And I found that out because I think I purchased. I'm gonna take off my hat because I'm getting a little warm with the hat. Hat's pretty warm. But anyways, I tried purchasing a game. I purchased a game from the Xbox PC store because they had Assassin's Creed Shadows on there. I did that. I'm like, oh, they got Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I purchased it. And I went to download it, and it took me to the Ubisoft client. I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted, because I know the Ubisoft part of this game is not gonna give me what I want. I'm not gonna be able to go and get achievements from my gaming off of this, and they don't transfer. So I canceled that. And I bought the Xbox, the Xbox version of the game, because I know I can stream it from my console or network play it from my console to my ROG Ally, or at the time it was my ROG Ally Extreme, but my Xbox ROG Ally X, like I do with Diablo 4 right now, and it'll play just fine on its own. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Why can't I just have a Xbox PC native version of this title? Why is it so hard? And if Microsoft, aka Xbox, wants to get into that console hybrid where it's mostly going to be selling these games from their PC storefront, and you're going to be able to play on your next gen console, which is going to be more a PC-like, and your devices and all that, they're going to have to try to convince these people to start putting their games on their PC store and not freaking lagging out. And I don't know why they're not being able to do that. Maybe it's because their budget has been fucking slashed so much because Microsoft's dumb AI initiative and their greed has overtaken that company, and it's just sucking the life out of the rest of the company, which was very profitable at one time, and it's making the rest of the company suffer, meaning Windows, Microsoft Office, all their other stuff, and then of course the Xbox division. They're just sucking the life out of all the rest of that company, and it's not helping them one way or another. They even talked in their earnings call that they just spent billions and billions of dollars that they said they might not ever see come back into this AI initiative. And if I was a shareholder there, I'd be like, well, I'm selling all my shares because I don't believe in your AI bullshit initiative. And I think you should be more focused on the rest of your company as well, not just the AI bullshit part of it, and try to keep the rest of your company making tons of money and maybe slow down on this so-called AI bullshit. But they're not going to ever do that because they're stuck in this stupid tunnel state where it's like, no, it's AI or nothing. Go big or go home. And it's like, no, that's where companies fail big time. And that's going to hurt them in the long run with customer satisfaction, loyalty, stuff like that, for especially the gaming community. If you piss off the gaming community enough, they already had games for Windows the last time, and they kind of fucked a lot of people over back at that time when there was all the games for Windows Live and stuff like that. And then when they stopped doing that, everybody couldn't play their games anymore because it was all DRM lockdown and stuff like that on the PC. And there was a lot of people playing those games on PC, and they just fucked them over. If they did that again now, and they screw up this whole Xbox, whatever, PC for Xbox and stuff like that, if they screw this up, they'll never get back into gaming ever again. Or they could try and nobody will ever want to get back in with them because they already fucked it all up. They already raised the prices, and people are complaining left and right about, Game Pass and all that and all the other services that they're doing and the games and stuff like that. So they really don't need more bad PR. But like I said, they gotta go down that route. They gotta follow that bullshit AI route. I don't know what to tell you, people. But going back, I hope Giant Bomb gets that stream back up, or the after stream, I should say, right now up, so people can watch and pay and give some money to Extra Life and stuff like that. It's just stupid how these companies really don't give a shit about things like this, and then they copyright this, copyright that. Like I said, this world has too many lawyers. The lawyers have been taken over way too much. It's too much litigation everywhere. It's too much litigation. It's so bullshit. It's so bullshit. So my holiday plans and schedule, which is still not finalized yet, but I think I talked about this many times before, and I think maybe hopefully by, I don't know, it would have to be in the next podcast, because the next not this podcast, no, maybe the first. Maybe it would be the 1st of December, that podcast, because I'll have another podcast after this one, for this month, and then it'll be December already. And I think that podcast, I will have a lockdown, what did I do here? I'll have my scheduling lockdown, at least semi-lockdown, for what I'm going to do for media and entertainment. It might be a couple times where I don't have a podcast during December because I will be doing some cooking and baking and stuff like that for Christmas. I like to do that for the holidays. I make some cheese pierogies and stuff like that, and it takes a lot of time to make everything, the dough, everything else. And, there's a lot of stuff I do, a lot of baking and stuff like that. So I wanted to do it again this holiday, and I usually do. So usually I will probably not be doing any gaming or podcasting or anything over the weekends, and who knows during the weeks. I might be busy during the weeks between work and everything else, so it might be limited on what I put out during that time frame. And it's only going to be like a 2-week time frame when I'm doing this stuff, and then we'll be back on our normal schedule. But like I said, those are my plans. And then hopefully before Thanksgiving, I don't know. I'll see how this week goes. We'll see how the weather is and stuff. I want to start doing my outdoor Christmas decorations. That I can do during the week, but still trying to work everything out because the weather has been really crazy. Like for the past bunch of days, it's either been snowing all in the beginning of the week and then it went to rain. It was raining every day. It was raining today. Now it's sunny again, but then the clouds are coming back in. So it looks like it's going to either snow or rain again. And I'm just waiting for it all out, just snow. So it's all covered and nice and I can put up the decorations while there's snow on the ground. Or I want to wait for a day where it's just, you know, semi-good, sunny, nothing going on, and no wind, because it's been very windy here in Buffalo. And, you know, that's another problem when I'm trying to lock down my Christmas decorations outside. But that's what I plan on doing. I got a lot of new lights and stuff. I got my blow-up Christmas characters and stuff I want to put up on my front deck porch and stuff. I want to do a little bit of decorating, you know, just to make a little holiday cheer for my house outside. But yeah, that's during the week. But like I said, during December, I will be doing some cooking and baking and stuff, getting ready for that Christmas fun. I should get a Christmas ham this year. I never get a Christmas ham, but maybe this year I can. But I don't know, because usually I got all the sausage and cheese pierogies and stuff, and that usually takes up most of my edible time. Still also pending my Xbox ROG Ally X final review. I will hopefully, because like I said, I still got till Thanksgiving, because that's next week on the 27th. I will hopefully by the 27th have this Xbox ROG Ally X final review. I've been this morning when I was in bed, I was starting to type out my review on this, on my whole outlook and outline of what I think about this new Xbox ROG Ally X and stuff that I got, and what I think of the device compared to my regular ROG Ally Extreme, and what I compare it to like the Steam Deck and the Nintendo Switch and gaming handhelds in general, and what people should expect from this or what not to expect, or if it's right for them or not, and what I came across and what games look great or what you got to tweak for. You know, I got that. I'm also going to do a little video talk on it as well that I got to still record, and then put up some photos and videos and stuff. You know, I got a lot of stuff I'm going to do with this review, but I will hopefully get that out by Thanksgiving time, because, you know, then you got Black Friday. Not that I think any of these devices are going to be on sale for Black Friday. Maybe the Steam Deck, but the Lenovo Legion Go's and the ROG Allies and stuff, unless if it's the older ROG Allies or something. I don't think any of these, I don't think you're going to be seeing many sales in gaming, unless if it's just video games in general, and usually digital video games like on Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo or stuff. I don't think you're going to see much in hardware this year as big Black Friday sales or anything, because frankly, like we all know, all this hardware and stuff is very expensive nowadays, and it's hard to make in other countries. They're all backed up right now, and I think it's more because of the AIs taking up most of the chip manufacturing and stuff like that people want to make these AI bullshit, which I gotta say, people keep saying tariffs and stuff. Yes, that has another bit of an issue for expensive hardware and devices and stuff, but you gotta also think the chip companies out there that make all the chips for all your devices are basically making chips for these AI infrastructures out there that all these companies want to put out there, because that's what they're all just worried about right now, is the AI bullshit bubble before it pops. And that's where all these chip manufacturers are making all these chips for, is all these AI companies, because they're like, fuck the consumers. We're going to make it for these AI companies first and then make it for the consumer tech and stuff. And we've been in a big shortage out there, and It's really ridiculous on that stuff, memory and all that stuff. But I should hopefully have that review by Thanksgiving time, which, like I said, listen to this podcast today, which is the 17th, as you're going to listen to this when I'm recording this the 16th, but you'll be watching and listen to this on the 17th. Yeah, so one more this week, and then next week is going to be Thanksgiving already, because the days, the time, just going crazy. It's going quick. Can't believe it's going to be already Thanksgiving already. That's craziness. Yeah, I should hopefully have that out by then, if nothing goes wrong, or if I just get lazy and I don't do it, which I am. Like I said, I started typing it out today. And I'll just keep typing it out throughout the week and stuff. Hopefully it's not too long of a review article, because sometimes I'll just keep typing and typing. I'm trying to make it very, this review very insightful, and I'm trying to give you as many facts and stuff as I can, so you can make the best overall ideal understanding of the device, and if it's right for you or your kids or whatever, or family, or I don't know, husband or wife, whatever, dog. And I want you to understand the device. I want to make sure people understand, and I try to make it so people understand what they are getting, or what they would be wanting to get if they got this device, and if it works well with what it should do. For me, I love it. I'm just going to tell you out straight up that my basic review on this is I love it, but if I want to be more to others out there, I want to make sure that people understand why I love it, what are the goods, the bads, because there are some bads, there are some goods, there are a bit of both on this device. And even if I like it a lot, maybe you won't like it, and maybe it's not for you. But I'm trying to make that clear in this review, and not just go all, what should I say, be all dramatic and be all hype up this device, because I'm not making any money off this device. I spent money on this device. It's not like Asus or anybody's paying for me to do a review on this or whatever, or article or whatever. It's just me wanting to do it and put it up on my website and on YouTube and stuff, and saying, hey, if you're interested in this thing, take a look. This ain't no cash grab. There is nothing, because like I said, I don't make no money from what I do. I just do it for fun and as a hobby, and it's all legit because I pay for everything. And like I said, if you want to tip me, go to Mr. Mike's tip jar to tip me. But otherwise, I don't get anything out of this except for nice people like you that will read and watch my review and go, very good points, very insightful, very informative, and thank you, because now I know if I'm going to get this device or not. And not me just going, oh, it's an Xbox, or some people going, oh, I hate it because it's not a real Xbox, or it's stupid, or I hate Microsoft. There's no bias here in this. None at all. Not like other articles that I've been hearing about that have some biases on certain things and devices and stuff. So, yeah. Let's see here. So why don't we talk about this new Steam machine, which is not a true gaming console either, mind you, even though it is a Steam machine from Valve, being made by Valve or designed by Valve. I'm sure it's made by somebody else, but Valve had the hand in designing and making sure what goes in it and stuff and what it looks like and stuff like that. And it's going to run Steam OS. So it is basically a console because it's running their OS, but they did say you could put like Windows or just basic Linux or whatever on it, whatever operating system you could put on these devices. So it is a PC, but it is designed and made to be a console, a portable console. And it'll come with the new Steam controller and stuff. I'm going to go over here right now. So they're talking about it, and Valve announced the next-gen Steam machine, says it's going to be 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, but there's not going to be a price set, which a lot of people I've been listening to a lot of people in podcasts and stuff and looking and reading articles and stuff, and people debating over what could this machine be and cost? If I know Valve, which I do, I know Valve quite well. They're not ones to make things too cheap or not too expensive. They're the ones that say, well, if this is the price it's going to pay. They're going to charge. Because we are a company, and this is just what they like to call their hobby. And getting these machines made, they don't care where you play your game, as long as you're buying it off their Steam store. That's what they like. That's where they make their money. Or should I say that's where they make their 30%. So they don't care where you play the games, but they're just going to give you more options with this Steam machine, with the Steam controller and stuff. So I don't think they're going to try to get it priced too high, but they're not going to try to price it too in a way that they're going to lose money on. At least that's what I think. I could be totally wrong. Maybe Gabe Newell, because Gabe was still complaining about how Windows is and stuff with GameOn. Maybe he's taking the next step and he's like, hey, we're gonna have this as the ultimate gaming machine. We're gonna even though this is gonna be a lighter end machine to play games, people will be able to play the games at 1080p, 60 frames per second. They'll be able to do all the fun stuff. They'll be able to hook it up to their TVs and just download and play their games and stuff like that. And they're not going to have any problems with it. And we're going to price it as a very competitive price so we can go and get ahead of the competition on everybody else. That could be a possibility. So basically, they talked about a bunch of things. They have 3 devices that they talked about. None being another Steam Deck or a sequel to the Steam Deck. That has not been one of the announcements, which a few people were questioning, and people were like, "Oh, I wanted a new Steam Deck," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Well, they got this is Valve, remember. So they didn't talk about price. I'll mention something about price later on. After I talk about this stuff and what I think this price might be, or should be, or could be, and what reality would be with this price of this next generation Steam machine, which they tried once before and it failed because people just really weren't into purchasing these machines and just for Steam and stuff. I forgot what the main reason was. Maybe it was just because at the time people were more into just PC gaming and stuff and console gaming, and maybe their older machines were just more, I don't know, PC-like or something about them that people didn't like. I forgot what it was. Maybe because the Steam OS wasn't fully cooked yet or something. There was something there that people just didn't care for too much. But there's going to be 2 variants, they said, of this machine, which comes with a 512 gigabyte model and a 2 terabyte model, which is basically an NVMe M.2 solid state drive inside there, which you can open this device up and you can actually service it like a PC, and you could put in a bigger M.2 drive. So you could put in a 4 to 8 terabyte M.2 drive in this sucker anytime you want. So if I was most people and you wanted to save a few extra dollars, depending on whatever these machines are going to cost you, because I'm sure the 2 terabyte model is going to cost you a lot more because it's going to have a 2 terabyte. Memory isn't cheap, folks. Like I said, memory is very expensive right now because it's hard to be sourced right now because, like I said, it's being used for AI and all that other bullshit right now. So those companies are sucking up all the VRAM and all that, and of course pricing for consumer VRAM and stuff has gone up dramatically. So of course the 2 terabyte model is going to be way more expensive. But if you're smart and you're not too what should I say, if you understand about computers a little bit and you're comfortable with opening this sucker up and putting in a new M.2 drive in the back and, installing the Steam OS on it and stuff. No, I don't know how you would be able to do that. Maybe you just go to steam.com or something and you'd be able to download it or something on there. I don't know. I don't know if they have a APK or something or something like that, or whatever, some ISO that you could put on there, or if you could just download it through the BIOS or something, their Steam OS software. But if I was you, I would buy the 512 gigabyte version. I know people are like, but what? 512 gigabytes isn't a lot. But I'm just saying, if you buy that version, not only will it be cheaper, but you can buy from Amazon or somebody like an 8 terabyte M.2 drive, which will be a lot cheaper. Sure, you're still going to be spending I think over $200 for a 4 terabyte M.2 drive. That's what I paid for mine, like a little over $200 for my M.2 drive from Amazon. I think it maybe a bit less. Maybe it was a little less. I don't know. I think it was either up to $200 or whatever at the time. It might be just more than $200 now because of, like I said, RAM prices. But if you buy one, it'll be a lot cheaper than what you would have to pay for the up cost of this. And if you buy, you can put on whatever you want. It's 4, 8 terabyte. They do come in 4, 8 terabyte models. I don't think there's anything higher than 8 terabytes right now for a consumer M.2 drive, but and it's also going to ship in a bundle with a Steam controller as well as a standalone at some point in 2026. So all these things are coming out in 2026, not just the Steam machine. It's weird that the article said sometime in 2026. They're selling all these in next year. Specs wise, the semi-custom AMD Zen 4 6-core 12 thread CPU, a semi-custom AMD RDNA 3 GPU, which supports up to 4K gaming at 60 frames per second. So something like what the Nintendo Switch 2 can do. With FSR, of course, fast stream frame rate and stuff like that. It helps with the frame rates. Valve described the new Steam machine as 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, with 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. So they basically have the RAM and the VRAM split. So basically 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM is for the graphics. I don't know if you'll be able to allocate any of the regular RAM to the... Probably not, because like it says here, your RAM, your basic computer RAM is 16 gigabytes of DDR5, whereas the graphics RAM is 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM, which I wish it was at least 12 in there, 10 to 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM, but I can understand also that'd be a lot more expensive. Also, the 16 gigabytes of DDR5 PC RAM in there is kind of low. It should be at least 24 gigabytes, but I understand it's running a Steam OS, which is basically Linux with their own operating system on top of it. But I know it runs a lot less resources and stuff like that. But still, if you're running a game or something, like I always say, more the RAM, the better for your video game, which helps it run better and faster, and you can get more frames, and it works a lot better because of multitasking and all that. More RAM would be better. So I don't know if you can upgrade the RAM or not. Maybe if they're just using regular SODIMMs in there and you can pop in some more, I would consider maybe doing that down the road unless if you got the money now and you want to just go balls out and pop in more RAM in that thing, if it is allowed. And like as I would say, more the better, because 16 gigs, it's really low, especially if you want to put like Windows on here or something, because they said you could put a secondary operating system on here if you want, or other operating systems and stuff, because don't forget, Windows is a RAM hog in general, so you might want more than 16 gigs to run very well, but hey, that's up to you. The full specs of the Steam machine, Steam controller are down below here in this article. So, like I said, models 512, 2 terabyte model, The Steam machine will ship in a bundle with this one Steam controller, which also you can buy more Steam controllers as a standalone as well. I already talked about the GPU and CPU. So the CPU is a custom, like I said, of Zen 4 6 core, 12 thread, up to 4.8 gigahertz, 30 watt TDP. That's okay. That's not bad. GPU semi-custom AMD RDNA 3, 28 CUDA cores, 2.45 gigahertz max sustained clock, and 110 watts TDP. That's like a good mid-sized GPU, a good mid-powerful GPU. That's pretty good. They don't say how many threads, but they say it's 28 cores. So that's good. I don't know like I said, I don't know what the threads are. It just says the cores of it. So 28 cores. You would think there would be a lot more threads, like maybe 36 or something threads. I don't know. There usually is more threads than cores, so that would not be bad for that graphics, built-in graphics. And it says it supports up to 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR, ray tracing supported, 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. I know they love to hit that on the head. I already talked about the 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM for the graphics card. I already told you it comes in 2 models with the 5, 12, and 2 terabyte models. It's going to have a micro SD card slot for expanded storage and portable catalog. Definitely would not recommend storing and playing your games off a micro SD card. Even though they are fast, it's not ideal for gaming, especially PC gaming. I even tell that to people who want to put in upgrade their ROG Allies with a micro SD card to put more games on it. Unless if you're playing like ROM games on there, like little ROM games from like the NES and stuff, and you want to put full-fledged games like PC games on there, I would not recommend a micro SD card to do that. That is a fool's errand. Like I said, I would rather you just open up the machine and pop in a new M.2 drive in there, and it'd be a lot better. A lot better. Internal power supply, AC power at 110 to 240 volts. It's using display. It has a display port 1.4. I forgot if that's higher now or not. Up to 4K at 240 hertz or 8K at 60 hertz. That's probably for video and stuff like that. Supports HDR, FreeSync, and daisy chaining. Okay. HDMI 2.0. So it doesn't have HDMI 2.1, or is it are we at HDMI 2.2 now? I think we're just at HDMI 2.1. But don't quote me on that. I forgot. They keep updating the specs of HDMI so much. I forget what we're on now. Up to 4K at 120 hertz. That's for the HDMI 2.0, of course. And the display port 1.4 could put out at 4K at 240 hertz or 8K at 60 hertz. So that's for the display port. So also the HDMI 2.0 supports HDR, FreeSync, and CEC. I don't know what CEC is, but is it connected devices or something? I don't know. Ethernet jack has 1 gigabits per second Ethernet jack. USB-C, 10 gigabits per second. And so they got let's see here. They got 1 USB-C 10 gigabits per second port, a 3.2 Gen 2 USB-C, because they got a comma there, so I wonder if that's an extra one. 4 type USB-A ports, 2 USB 3 ports in the front, 2 USB 2 ports in the rear, 2 times 2 Wi-Fi 6E dedicated Bluetooth antenna. So for your controllers and such, they got a dedicated Bluetooth antenna for that. And they got a 2x2 Wi-Fi 6E card in there for Wi-Fi. Integrated Steam controller, 2.4 gigahertz radio. So, okay, so the Steam controllers use their own radio for that. Okay, so they're not using the Bluetooth for the anything Wi-Fi on that. Okay. It states for the other features, it says it works with other controllers, accessories, and PC peripherals, because why wouldn't it? It's just a PC. Wake with Steam controller, so you can wake it up with the Steam controller. Run Steam OS. Familiar gaming first-party user experience. Fast suspend and resume functionality. Steam cloud saves and all the other Steam features you would expect. Customizable LED bar in the front of the Steam machine, or the GabeCube, is that people like to reference it as now. Of course, to make it look prettier. Personalized with colors and animation, reflects system status, downloads, booting, updating. Okay, that's what the LED bar can do. Steam controller features and specs work with any device that runs Steam, so you can use the Steam controller on more than just the Steam machine itself. You can use it with Windows, Mac, and Linux PCs, PC handhelds, iOS, and Android with Steam Link, Steam Deck, Steam Machine, and the Steam Frame. 3 ways to connect: Steam controller, puck, pre-paired plug and play, proprietary wireless connection, low latency, 8 milliseconds full end-to-end, 4 milliseconds polling rate measured at 5 milliseconds, more stable than Bluetooth, up to 4 Steam controllers per puck, Bluetooth, USB tethered play. That's what your controller can play. The controller also uses a lithium-ion rechargeable battery in there. 35 plus hours of playtime per charge. Charge with the Steam controller puck or USB. Magnetic thumbsticks or TMR, improve responsiveness and reliability. Captive touch. So these magnetic thumbsticks or TMR sticks. That's the next generation of hollow effect sticks. So my Xbox Raw Ally X uses hollow effect sticks right now. And a lot of other controllers are starting to use hollow effect sticks. But this new and improved beyond hollow effect sticks. These TMR are so your controllers never get that stick drift, and that they're even more accurate and to use less power to input and stuff like that. They're supposedly a lot better than even my hollow effect sticks, which I'm like, okay, there's always going to be new stick technology nowadays for all that stuff. Grip Sense, a quick way to activate and deactivate gyro stuff. I hate gyro, so I definitely would always have that unchecked. Assignable input, HD haptics, 4 HD haptic motors, 2 LRA haptic motors, and trackpads for HD tactile feedback, 2 high output LRL haptic feet motors and grips for HD game haptics, including rumble. The full input list on the controller is XBXY, or ABXY, and D-pad, just like an Xbox controller. LNR triggers, LNR bumpers, magnetic thumbsticks, TMR. The view, the menu, Steam, and Quam buttons. 4 assignable grip buttons, 2 trackpads with haptic feedback, pressure sensitivity for configurable click strength, 6-axis IMU, and captive grip sense. That's what the controller has in there. So a lot of stuff in that controller. The controller looks like a Switch Pro controller to me, just with the big pads on the bottom of it. I understand those pads. Now don't quote me on it. I think they're used for what? For like RTSs and stuff, for things that you want to use like a mouse for. I never thought that stuff was really good on that, but maybe they improved that. I'm trying to look at the pictures now of this Steam machine, because I got some that open up the Steam machine here. Let's see if they have it so I can see it while it's open. Maybe not. That's horrible. Maybe it's on another page. But otherwise, we'll see. We'll see about this. And what I think, and this is just my overall, this is not the true pricing of the machine and with the Steam controller and all that. This is just me predicting what these units can cost. I would hope, and this is just me, if they did like the basic model, the 512 gigabyte model, and they made it like $399.99, I would think it would be that. Now, if they made this like $299 and they put it out the door for $299 for the 512 gigabyte model, I bet you everybody on the planet would buy one of these, including yours truly here, even though like I said, I'm more of a PC and Xbox Series, Xbox ROG Ally X kind of a guy, and I don't really need a Steam machine or anything. But if you were selling this like $299 for the 512 gigabyte model, I'm sure at 100% everybody would be buying this right away off the shelf. It'd be flying off the shelf. It'd be sold out for years because everybody would be wanting one because it'd be so cheap and everybody would be wanting it. But in reality, I bet you it's going to be $399.99. I bet you it's going to be like $400 for the 512 gigabyte version. I would hope, because you would think they would want to price it somewhat competitively out there to try to get people more onto their thing instead of everybody else, and they want to make it so it hits Nintendo a little bit in the dick as well, even though the Nintendo Switch 2 is a handheld and a console. But they want to really stick it to Microsoft and Sony, saying, hey, you guys are charging like $600+ for your super big boxes and stuff, and we're going to only charge like $399, $400 for ours, and they can play all the games on PC and stuff. Or if they want to install Windows or whatever, they can do it on this machine, or they can play all their other stuff on here. That might be very attractive still for $400. A little pricier, but still in the realm of not bad. For the 2 terabyte model, I bet you that's going to be like $599 or $649.99 or something like that. That's where I think that would range to. A lot of other people out there were saying, well, that model, the 2 terabyte, there were other people out there that do gaming hardware and stuff. They're saying the 512 version is going to be like $600 or something like that, or $650, and that they're saying the 2 terabyte model is going to be like $900 or something. Which, yeah, if Valve is not trying to make any money off of this, if they just want to put it out there as something else, sure. But I'm sure they want to see if they could be more competitive this time around, because they are really touting their Steam OS software, and they're saying, hey, Steam OS, this is the way to go playing these games and stuff. And they're really saying, no, we don't like Windows and we want the Steam OS. So I would think they would want this to be priced more competitively than a $600 or $900 device. You know what I mean? But like I said, with chip shortages out there and the rising cost of PC hardware, and of course, I got to mention, even though I don't like to mention it, tariffs, that could be something where it might screw up the pricing a little bit. Because look at how the Xbox ROG Ally X's and the Xbox Series X and all that, and the PlayStation and Switch, how all the prices on those things went up dramatically because of, frankly, tariffs and stuff like that. So, but we'll find out, because this ain't coming out until 2026 anyways, because there's no physical actual date on this. They said it's sometime in 2026. But like I said, everybody's calling this the GabeCube, which I thought was pretty fun on this. I think that's a fun. That's what they should have called it instead of Steam Machine. They should call it the GabeCube, because not only would that poke fun at everybody else, but it'd be like, oh, everybody knows Gabe Newell, even though I don't know why we would, but everybody knows Gabe Newell. They know Steam and Valve and stuff. And it would just be the funniest thing if Gabe Newell and them would say, hey, why don't we call this after you? And we call it the GabeCube, because it's a cube and we can poke fun at Nintendo, and we call this the GameCube running SteamOS and stuff on it. You can put the little GabeCube name and logo on there and say run SteamOS on there. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be a pretty fun little hit to all that stuff. But they're just gonna call it the Steam machine because that's what they want to call it. I'm not gonna. I don't know. If it was me, if I was Gabe Newell, I'd be definitely calling it the GabeCube just to go poke fun at everything and just have some fun. Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to have fun. They're making tons of money. They don't really need to do this hardware. They're just doing it because they want to see if they can make this somewhat better than other people are doing out there. They want to try to get out there that, hey, we can do just as good or better, and with pricing and software and all that to make a better device that plays games than the rest of the people. And frankly, Microsoft of all people should be worried because they're really trying to dig at their core of the business, which is Windows and Windows PC gaming and stuff like that, and the Xbox and stuff like that. Sony, I'm sure they're worried too, but their games are also just on the PlayStation or the PlayStation and Valve and Steam Deck and Steam right now. They're not really as affected, and Nintendo, they just don't care because Nintendo is the Apple of the video game market, like I always say, and they print money no matter what kind of bullshit they put out or what they do and stuff. They're just printing money over there. They're just printing money. That's all they do is print gaming money over at Nintendo. So I'll be interested in what this Steam machine and the Steam controller. Now, like I said, I don't really care about the Steam controller too much. I'd probably rather use an Xbox controller because that's just me. Even though this new revision of the Steam controller does look a little GameCube-ish in a way, if I may say so, but with some pads on the bottom of it. It looks like it might be a good PC controller or gaming controller, but like I said, for me, I'm so used to the Xbox controller and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to game with something like that. It's even hard for me sometimes to game with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller because that thing is, even though it's designed basically to look like, somewhat Xbox-ish and stuff, it still has its weird wonkiness and feel to it and stuff that an Xbox controller does not feel like, at least in my hands. And I really hate the PlayStation controllers that are out now. I really like the PlayStation controllers that the PS3 had and stuff, but after that with the PS4 and PS5, I really hate those controllers. I am old school on that, and I understand if nobody agrees with me on that, but I really hate these generation PlayStation controllers. They're really horrible. They're really horrible looking, and they're just really horrible, and I don't like them. I loved my PS3 controller. I have my PS3 upstairs. If I bring that out and I play with that PS3 controller, it felt so nice in my hand. It was nice and tiny and worked very well. Oh, I love that thing. And I love my Xbox controller, so, a little bit of biased, but I love playing games with my Xbox controller on my PC, on my Xbox, and of course on my Xbox ROG LAX, which has its own built-in Xbox-like controller. That's why Xbox and Asus did that, because they know people would love to play using it because it feels so good in your hand. That's what Microsoft / Xbox prided themselves on mostly, is to create something like that, a gaming controller that would forever go beyond anybody else's gaming controllers and have it feel so good that people would play this on any gaming device, either it be a PC or Xbox or anything else. So, like I said, maybe a little bit biased, but that's how I feel. Like I said, they announced the Steam machine, new Steam machine, or the GabeCubes, and they announced the new Steam controllers, and then they announced, instead of a Steam Deck, they announced the next generation of Valve Steam VR headset called the Steam Frame, And it is Valve's new next-gen VR headset, because I guess they still feel like VR is a thing out there. And I know they do a few little VR things there, but there's not that much VR software besides of what people are saying about the Meta Quest and stuff like that. The Meta Quest and over at Facebook over there, or whatever they call themselves nowadays over there, that they do all that VR games and headsets still over there. But not many people are making VR out there anymore. VR has come and it is gone. It was a little fad for a little bit, and then nobody wanted to make games for it, and nobody wanted to buy the expensive hardware, and it's like, so, but Valve still thinks like they want to make next generation virtual reality. So they're coming off a virtual reality headset again, because their first one was pretty popular. So the Steam Frame, which differs from its predecessor, the Valve Index, in that it can be used as a standalone VR headset this time, and even comes with a streaming tech that lets you play games from your PC without the need for cables. So basically, wirelessly to your VR headset. Okay, that's pretty cool. Except that when I look at this thing, it still looks like a big giant monstrosity strapped to my head, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I do like that they're doing it where you can stream it from your PC to your what do they call this? The Steam Frame, instead of using with cables, because plugging in a bunch of USB-C cables and HDMI cables to your machine is quite wonky. But doing it wirelessly, that's cool. That's cool. Valve failed to announce a firm release date or price for the Steam Frame, which I'm guessing that's going to be $900. That's got to be $900 if it can do wireless streaming from my PC to this headset. That's got to be something. That's taking the next step. That's going beyond what Sony could do or anybody else. I don't even think Apple has anything like that, but their Apple VR headsets are what, $6,000 or something? It's crazy like that. And I don't know about Facebook's Meta headsets. What are they, like $600, $800 or something like that? And I don't know what they do. I don't know how. I think they still use cables to hook up to a PC or whatever if you use it on a PC, or do they have the standalone software where you just download the games to the headset or something like that? I forgot what they do, because I haven't heard about those in a long time, but people like them, I guess. My friend had one, but not for me. If I want a VR headset, I want it to be these. See, my glasses, put them on. Oh, VR, AR, and they're just glasses. And then they'll have a little power bank in them, or they could be wireless, or they could be wired. I don't care if there's like one single USB-C cable coming from it that I plug into my computer or something. It would still be cool, or a special pack or something. I don't know. But they got to be like glasses. That's what I want in my VR. If somebody can properly make a full functioning, full eye, I know somebody out there has some like VR glasses like this, or the ones with the little picture on them where you can see video and stuff like that. I think Google's making their new like Google glasses and stuff that do that. But I want it so it's can take up my whole glasses, but I can still see beyond that if I want to, or not if I'm playing some game or something like that, but heads up display kind of thing. I want it to be actual glasses, like sunglasses or something like that. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Not these big giant monstrosities strapping on your head. I got this big strap in the back and the front, and it's just like, I don't like that. It's crushing my brain. So like I said, they didn't announce a price or release date. I'm guessing like $900 or more for this thing, because I'm sure it's going to come with other stuff. Let's see. And it doesn't look like any of the new games. It has any new games to show off with the hardware either, except for Half-Life Alyx, which is an older game back in 2020. And also, Valve stated the company has no new software in the works for this headset as well. So basically, that's a non-starter for this headset, depending on how much it's going to be. They're talking about its Steam Frame's features and specs. They say it's lightweight modular architecture at 185-gram core, 440 grams, with included head strap, facial interface, audio, rear battery. So the back of the strap is a battery, I guess, in that. So it could be one giant battery on the back of your head. Hopefully that thing don't get hot. That would be bad for the back of your head, but the rear battery is okay, that's what I thought it was as well, because it looked like it was a little thicker, but that would help it because then you can have extra, like a couple hours of battery time in the back of your head for the streaming and stuff, so I can understand that, because that would work. The specs of this it uses a 4 nanometer Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 ARM64 processors chip. So basically, what's in my phone? I don't know. It's using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It doesn't say it's using the Snapdragon Ultra, so maybe it's the earlier generation of the Snapdragon 8. Because what do I got? I think I got the Snapdragon 8 Ultra. I forgot what the latest Snapdragon one is. But that's good. That's cool. That's what they should have did with the Steam machine, actually. They should have put in a Snapdragon chip in there instead of an AMD chip, because maybe not only would they get out more processing power, because the Snapdragon chips are very good portable processors. I got to admit, if Microsoft and others start to push more in the ARM architecture of stuff, and I could have an ARM chip in my my next gen custom made computer, those chips are way more powerful. I have to admit, they're way more powerful, and they use a lot less of electricity and power to run them and stuff. I'm thinking, and I hate to say this because I've always been an AMD guy and stuff. I always like putting in chips and stuff. But if the next generation or future generations of CPU chips are going to be using like Snapdragon or ARM processors, I'm all on board for that. Especially if they can get that and convert that to graphics technology, and they use something like a Snapdragon or an ARM chip for using on graphics cards, if that's possible. Imagine how much better those graphics cards are going to be, and how much smaller they could be because they don't make as much heat, because the processor is so much more powerful and uses so much less power to it. It'd make graphics gaming a whole lot better for stuff like that with ray tracing and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool that they're using a Snapdragon 8 in this. Plus, they needed a smaller CPU in there because they need it to have somewhat of a brain. They need it to have somewhat of an interface in this helmet if it could be used as a standalone device. 16 gigabytes unified LPDDR5X RAM. So also this headset's going to have 16 gigs of RAM in it. Okay. Wi-Fi 7 2x2. Great. So how come the Steam machine doesn't use Wi-Fi 7 and this does? Weird. But that's good. It's using Wi-Fi 7, so basically it'll be able to handle better data transfer speeds for if you want to do your gaming wirelessly from your PC or whatnot. And it says it has dual 5 gigahertz, 6 gigahertz streaming channels for simultaneous, sorry, I can't speak. For both VR and Wi-Fi, for streaming for simultaneous VR and Wi-Fi, excuse me for my horrible reading, simulating us. I'm just going to stop while I'm behind. 256 gigabyte to 1 terabyte UFS storage options. Okay. So you could get up to the terabyte in your head there. I'd get the terabyte version, especially for if you're going to put games on the headset. And a micro SD card slot for extended storage. So, okay. So you can't pop in an M.2 drive in that. It's going to be something built in and then a little micro SD card. I can see that for that because it is a headset right now. It's not a Steam machine. Optics, it uses pancake optics. I don't know what that means. The resolution per eye is 2160 by 2160 LCD. So not OLED, but LCD per eye. Refresh rate 72 to 144 hertz refresh rate, 144 hertz experimental. Large fob up to 110 degrees. Tracking on this headset has 4x outward facing monochrome cameras for controller and headset tracking. Okay. 2x interior cameras for eye tracking because they like to track your eyes so you can see what you're seeing if you're just sitting there. Outward IR illuminator for dark environments. Okay. Other features, wireless adapter included. So basically, if you want to hook this up to your PC and use it, the wireless adapter for it. Wi-Fi 6E at 6 gigahertz, really fast, because that's what I use here in my house is Wi-Fi 6E. Trust me, when I'm streaming games from my Xbox or the cloud to my Xbox ROG Ally X, really good, especially for download speeds for games, really good. They say the adapter has fast, direct, low latency between headset and PC. So this seems pretty good if you want to use this for like an PC extension. If you don't want to look at these big monitors and I just want to do my PCing in a headset and whatever, you know what I mean? If you're playing games, watching, like everybody's been saying, watching good porn on there. Everybody went to the porn right away. They're not talking about watching movies and games all the time. They're like watching porn. Fav-veted streaming. Okay, don't know what that means, but it has fav-veted streaming. Eye tracking drives video streams, sending highest resolution to where you're looking. Good. Audio, dual speaker drivers per ear integrated into head strap, dual microphone array, monochrome camera pass-through, user accessible front expansion port, 2 by 2.25 gigahertz camera interface, and Gen 4 PCI Express slot. Really? It has a Gen 4 PCI Express slot in there for what? I'm gonna hook a bigger graphics card in there or something? What? Okay. So user accessible front expansion port, camera interface, and Gen 4 PCI Express port. Okay. A rechargeable 21.6 watt hour lithium ion battery. I wonder how long that lasts. 21.6 watt lithium ion battery, of course. Runs SteamOS, has the sleep wake cloud saves Proton it uses. Steam frame controllers, because the Steam frame controllers are different than the Steam machine controller or the Steam controller itself. They have those little, what do you want to say? Call them gunner controls, kind of like they're the little, if you're talking about Wiimotes a little bit, kind of thing going on with them. Full 6 DOF tracking and IMU support. Capacitive finger sensing, magnetic thumbsticks, TMR for improved precision, responsiveness, and reliability. So, of course, these are also using TMR on these. Haptic feedback, input parity with traditional game pads. So, basically, I could use an Xbox controller or a Steam controller or whatever. Replaceable AA battery, 40-hour life. Oh, so these use AA's. So I would consider getting AA rechargeables, of course. Optional straps, so you don't throw it at a TV or something. Okay. Huh. A lot of these people, and reading this article, looking at the comments, are saying nobody cares about the standalone VR headset part, but everybody's pretty interested in this wireless PC connection So a lot of people are very interested in using this as a wireless PC add-on. That might be cool. I would be interested in it, but I'm not going to spend this is going to be at least $900 or more for this thing. It's got to be. I don't think these would be the Steam frame would be any cheaper than that. But we won't find out until 2026, folks. So we'll find out we know the specs. We'll find out all the pricing and availability next year. In the beginning of next year, they said, for the Steam machine, the Steam controller, and the Steam frame. So, but the Steam frame, even though I am not a big VR guy, like I said, I'm more of a AR kind of guy because I want to be able to see through. I want the heads-up display approach. And like I said, I want them in my glasses because then I can wear some prescription sunglasses or something, or regular glasses if I'm driving in a car. And then I got the heads-up. Like, imagine if I can use these type of AR glasses for driving and I got the, the direction, like Google Maps or something, or Google Driving and stuff like that, or whatever. And I'm just, instead of looking down, or because I can hear when the voice says turn up here or whatever, but I'd like to see exactly on the screen instead of having to turn my head to look at my GPS screen in my car. If I could just keep my head straight and it just has a little line of where to go and stuff, that would be so cool. That'd be so much, for me as a paranoid driver, because I hate driving with the crazies that are on the road today. And if I wanted to go long distances, or I don't even like driving in the city, but if I can go, like, if I want to go on a trip and I want to drive somewhere, this would be perfect for somebody like me that is paranoid, because I'll be like, oh, I always know where I'm going because I can see right in front of me and I don't have to look down. I can just look around. I got the heads up. Just like you see in video games when you're driving in a video game and you get the heads up line display showing you where to turn and all that. That's what I want in my AR headset. And then, like I said, if I can also use something like this for like, watching porn and gaming, I don't know. This Steam frame seems pretty interesting. Like I said, most people don't care about it being a standalone, as I'm reading in the comments, but if it's very good at connecting, which it should be, because it's using really good radios in it for Wi-Fi and stuff like that for streaming from my PC or something, or even a gaming console, I'm sure. Hook it up to stream from a gaming console. I don't know if you have to use like special software, maybe not. Maybe you can figure something out, but if I can stream from that and just play on that, that'd be pretty fun. I wouldn't doubt that, depending on how long of a battery life you get and all that, and your headset and stuff like that, and what you can do on it. And if you're not getting all sweaty or something wearing this thing, but it could be interesting. It's very interesting. I gotta say, Valve makes some interesting things, even though if you don't think you need something like this, I'm sure people might buy it. But like I said, this might be like $900+ for this thing. That's what I'm guessing. This is my predictions, folks. Mr. Mike predicts $399 to $500 for the Steam machines, or $600 if you're talking about the 2 terabyte one, maybe even more than that. About $50, $60 for the Steam controller, I'm guessing. I don't know what the other Steam controller went for. I'm sure it's like 50, 60, maybe 70, because everybody's like 70 for everything nowadays. And I bet this Valve Steam frame is going to be like $900+. It's got to be. The tech inside here is pretty extraordinary. And if it's anything like my smartphone here, it's got to be at least $900. Especially with terrorists and stuff like that. So, get ready for that stuff, folks. So, that was the main talking points that I wanted to talk about. I don't really have much other things to talk about. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The games that I, Mr. Mike, have played in the past week. So, why don't we bring it up to this then? Why don't I do this? Hold on. Give me a second, folks. I'll just use this. Oh, no. Maybe I can use him. Hold Hold on. I should have queued these up a lot better than I did. I didn't do that because I'm a stupid poopy person here. Where is it? Oh. Yeah, I'll just use him. Like I said, I'm just playing around here.
So everybody, while we get ready to talk about the games that Mr. Mike has played in the past week. Oh yeah, bitches.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan Freeman. He's such a badass dude. Oh yeah.
No, you, Mr. Mike, is a badass dude. Boy.
Okay, I guess that's what he thinks. So why don't we talk about the games that I played in the past week, and then we'll get into the games news now portion of the show after that. So the games that I played in the past week, Diablo 4. I already talked about that a bit. Been playing more of that on my remote, playing off my Series X onto my Xbox ROG Ally X. I've been talking about remote play being streamed to it because I can't play the game directly on my Xbox ROG Ally X. Well, actually I can, but like I said, I don't want to download the Battle.net version of that game because I don't get achievements from that version of the game. If I was able to get achievements for the Battle.net version, the Diablo 4 for the Xbox, for the PC version of it, of course I'd be playing that version. I wouldn't care if I had to so-called download from Battle.net, but it's the principle that you're not getting everything that you would unless if you're playing like the Xbox version of it, which is the achievements. And because I'm an achievement whore, I have to get my Diablo 4 achievements, but I'm still playing through it. In the game, here's a thing that I did not know, and I don't know how to find. Well, I could probably find out. It'd take a little bit longer. But I was looking at how long the game is. I was looking at how many chapters and acts are in this game. And there are quite a few chapters and acts in this game, but I think I am pretty far into the game. I don't know. I'm going to be playing a lot more of that probably today. But I really, really, really want to play more Diablo. I want to get Diablo 4 done. Not that I want to get it done. I just want to beat it. Because I'm still chasing after damn Lilith. It's still where in the world is Lilith? Wait, can I say that as somebody else here?
Like, where in the world is Lilith? There we go.
I don't know. I was trying to do one and another after that. That didn't work out too well. But yeah, I'm still playing it. Like, we're still trying to find Lilith. We made this stone to kill somebody else. Unlocked most of the map already. But I'm just mostly going from chapter to I'm trying to do the main quest now and not any side quests or secondary quests anymore, because I've been doing a lot of side quests and stuff in Diablo 4, but I've just been focusing mostly on the main questing of the game, because I'm like, okay, I love Diablo 4. I love playing a lot of Diablo 4, but I'm kind of wanting to beat it, because then I could go on to the next game, like Assassin's Creed Shadows or something like that. And until I beat Diablo 4, I'm not playing stuff like that yet. So still playing it, still having fun, but it is a long adventure. Maybe it's just how I'm playing it. I don't know. But it's still fun. It's still fun, and it's still fun to remote play it. If you're a kind of person like me that's an achievement whore and you want to play Diablo 4 on your PC or Xbox ROG Ally X or whatever gaming handheld you have, just play it off your console onto that. If you got a Series S or X, play the remote play it. It works just fine. Played and beat the Wolf Among Us last week. The last episode, the final episode on the Let's Play for the Wolf Among Us is going up this week on Wednesday, so get ready for that, for the 5th and final episode. And then after that, we'll have some different Let's Plays going up after that in the following weeks. But that's been played and done. Still didn't get the achievements unlocked off of it, but that's okay. Still had a blast playing that game one more time, being Bigsby Wolf, and I'm hoping eventually we'll get some news on The Wolf Among Us 2, because that's been like in limbo. I think it's been finished already, but they're in limbo for something else. I don't know. There's a lot of rights issues and weird things going on publishing it. I don't know what's with the new Telltale games. It's like, I think they just don't have the money or something to put it out or whatever it was. I don't know. It's really sad. It should be out. And I thought the new Telltale would be able to get this stuff out. Plus, I loved how the new Telltale made The Expanse, because they were the ones that made The Expanse video game, Telltale game, and stuff like that. So they did a really good job in the remastering of like the Walking Dead games and stuff like that. They did a really good job at that stuff. So I would hope that this Wolf Among Us 2 will eventually come out again, and we can play that, or come out, period, and then we can play that. But don't know when. Of course, still continuing my legacy on playing Powerwash Simulator 2 on the PC, or my Xbox ROG LA X, which I forgot to put down here, but I can put that right now because I might as well do it now. ROG, I'm just going to put ROG LA. That's what I usually do, because that's all it is. ROG LA. But playing more of that, because it's always so calming and so easy to just jump in and jump out of a power wash simulating game where you just jump in, power wash stuff, clean stuff, get paid, and jump right out. Why not? There's nothing more to it. And then read all the weird lore and texts and stories that go along with it, because there's a weird story to it. Played just a little bit of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, but not play the game in general, but just been watching more of the documentary. Still got to finish that up, though. But I haven't been really playing the games because I'm still waiting. I know they just got somewhat of an update for them, but I'm waiting for them to update them enough so they could get that, maybe that in-game lag down a little bit. And maybe fix a few things, so I might hold off on that. It's not like I have to play. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection so far, and I've just been happy with it, but I really want them to hopefully try to knock down the button inputs and lag on the game so that it makes it much better to play game-wise for this collection, because it is a great collection. They just need to fix it up a little bit more. They need some more time in the hopper to get worked on for it. But if you're also interested in all that documentary stuff and all the behind the scenes and all the artwork and stuff like that, you like looking at that stuff, this is definitely a good thing to just buy for that. You know, it's good historical memorabilia. It's a good historical thing to get to own, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. But like I said, playing the games, it's not as good as playing them on the original devices. Like I said, hopefully they'll fix a lot of that stuff up, and they'll make it the controls tighter and better, and the lag go down a little bit more, and then they'll have something there. But this is only for the people that are really more diehard Mortal Kombat fans from yesteryear for this. And then finally, Spray Paint Simulator, folks. I've been playing some of that because that was up on the page, and I'm like, you know what? This is made by the same people I found out that made Powerwash Simulator and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm going to try out this spray paint simulator, because if it's made by them, they already know how it works. And it does work just like if you're playing Powerwash Simulator, except in this game, you're spray painting things like cars, kitchens, buses, stuff, and you get to mask stuff with tape and stuff. It's really easy. It's not like you have to know anything about it. You just get some paper, order some paper and tape, and you tape up the thing to block out the paint, and then you just spray, and then you don't have to be even about it. It's really cool. You just fill it up like you're backwards cleaning. You're painting it, so you're putting stuff on instead of taking stuff off, It's really simple, but it's been really fun, and I've been having fun playing a bunch of spray paint simulator. I've been playing it some of the day yesterday and stuff like that, and just been having fun with playing that. It's a really fun game, really easy, and it's just fun if you just sit down and you just want to relax and play a simple game, just like Powerwash Simulator. So 2 simulator games I've been playing, and then there's still another one, which I'm going to wait for hopefully an upcoming Let's Play or something like that. I want to play that pigeon simulator game. That seems really fun too. I was looking that up, and being a pigeon in a simulator game looks like it'll be very wonky. I don't know. I got to try it out. It's a simulator game, so I got to try it out. I should have like Simulator Mike or something. I should have like a show just for simulator games. I might create a show like that. That might be like something, an upcoming show where I just play simulator games all the time. Stupid sim games. Why not? That seems like an idea. Maybe I should do that. But I've been having fun with that. It's a really good game. It's really colorful, really simple. You know, it's cheaply made. Why not? I'm not paying for it. It's all on Game Pass, I got to tell you. Mostly everything except for The Wolf Among Us and Mortal Kombat, everything else is on Game Pass that I talked about. Diablo, Powerwash Simulator 2, Spray Paint Simulator, the Pigeon Simulator, that's on Game Pass. The only game I did not get to play this week that I haven't played that I got to go back to is The Outer Worlds 2. I kind of left that high and dry, just like everybody else. And I'm sad to say I did that. I don't want to because it's fun. I just been playing everything else, and I got to sit down and get into more Outer Worlds 2. I'm on another planet and having fun on another planet, but, you know, like I said, I've been doing other things, and still nobody else has been mentioning or talking anything about the Outer Worlds 2. I have heard nobody talking about that game, but it is fun. It's got the Avowed feel to it. Like I said, the last time I played it, especially when I got into the second world already, it feels more like you're playing Avowed in the future, Avowed in the future with guns and lasers and slow motion, and it's fun. I think they simplified it enough that, at least right now, they simplified it enough where I can understand the bullets, the guns and stuff, because the last one I couldn't understand shit with the Outer Worlds 1 halfway through, and I was just really confused and fell right off of it. This one, I will get back into. I will play more. I just been playing some other stuff, trying out other stuff. I forgot. I should put GTA 5 on it. That is not the last game I played, because I played some GTA 5, motherfuckers, because I was playing that on Friday. So why did I not have GTA 5 for the PC on here? Yeah, I forgot. I was playing a bunch of that because GTA 6 got bounced into 2026. Well, at the end of 2026, in November of 2026, instead of May of 2026 now, if that even is a date that they're going to put it out at, it might go even farther if I know Rockstar and Take-Two. But I played a bunch of that on Friday, had a lot of fun with GTA 5. It plays and looks amazingly well on the PC. Everything was on high, very high. And I was just having fun playing a few missions. Then I was going in my downloaded save from somebody else because I lost my game save, and I was playing and shooting up everything, causing mayhem, being a very big a-hole and stuff like you like to do. Because that's what you like to do in GTA. If you're in there and you're done playing the main missions and stuff and all that, and you want to just go fuck around, that's what people like us like to do. Just grab all the weapons you can, try to cause some psychotic mayhem in that world, and it looks very nice and beautiful, and it's fun. And then I was going to try some GTA Online, but then we didn't have enough time. It was just getting really late after I was playing some of that. But I do want to let you guys know, if you liked watching me stream and play some GTA 5 on the PC last Friday on GameOn Live, This Friday on GameOn Live, I am going to be playing GTA 4, motherfuckers, with Nikolai Bellic. He's coming back, folks. Liberty City is back. And he's back. And we're going to be playing some of that because I got that on. I got GTA 4 on Steam. I started it up yesterday. I got into it a little bit, but I was just doing some benchmarking. I played like 1 second of it just to get through the main credits in this thing. But I'm going to continue playing this when we stream it next Friday. And we'll see how this game holds up and stuff compared to GTA 5 and the rest of them, and what the future of GTA 6 is going to be like. And we'll see if any of the story of GTA 4 and Nikolai Bellic, and see if the gameplay holds up to what we consider fun today, you know? Because even in GTA 4, they had an online option at the time, too. It was not very well known. But you could, before you were, I don't know if you could still do that now, but before you were able to jump online and mess around in GTA 4 online with some other people. I used to do that back on the 360, is jump online, go into the world, fuck around with other people. And I think that's what got Rockstar curious and saying, hey, with GTA 5, why don't we create a GTA Online mode so people could just jump in, play in that world, and then we can make some money and stuff down the road. And that's probably what got them into doing the GTA Online thing. And it's worked quite well for them financially, because GTA Online's been making them boatloads of money. You hear about Fortnite all the time and stuff like that, but GTA Online is that secret behind-the-scenes moneymaker that Rockstar and Take-Two seem to be making good hauls off of those shark cards. You know, something that Fortnite, and then you got PUBG and all them other older folks out there going, yeah, we're making our money, but shark cards and stuff, if Rockstar and Take-Two are saying, hey, this is working very well for us, who knows what GTA 6 is going to bring us. Hopefully, if they do have a new GTA Online for GTA 6, because they could still technically keep GTA 5, or they could do a thing where you can transfer your GTA 5 assets or money or whatever, or sell off. They could do something where you could bring that money or whatever, shark card currency, over to GTA 6 Online and just go play in that world to start off all over again. It could do that, or they could still keep GTA 5 online for people that just want to stay and play GTA 5 online. And then, you know, eventually people will migrate over to GTA 6 Online, and then they can just make that their new online hub, which will rival Fortnite. I would have to say, because if I know Rockstar, I think that's what they're still doing a lot of work on right now, is the GTA 6 Online and stuff like that. But had fun playing GTA 5. It looks great. Characters are great, except for Franklin. I still think he's a busta, even though he does have that great driving ability. I gotta admit, he's good at the driving, where he can turn the corners and stuff, even though I still suck at doing driving in the game. But Michael's good. We didn't get to Trevor yet because he's a little later on in the game. He's after the jewelry heist. But I have to, like I said, I restarted my game save because for some reason my Rockstar Games account didn't save to the cloud. What the fuck, Rockstar? So I gotta find out today, because I want to play. If I'm gonna play this legitly again on my Xbox Rogue Ally X, I gotta see if my game save will transfer over to that. I learned that I could just take the game save manually and put it in there, but then it yells at me. But still, I'm gonna try that as well, because it's fun. It's a fun game. But those were all the games I played, and like I said, this Friday, GameOn Live will be some GTA 4 Nico Bellic shenanigan fun as we play through GTA 4 in that world. So get ready, folks, because that is coming. That is coming. Now, why don't we get into the news that is the game's news? Or should I say, the game's news now of this episode so we could finish it off with some games news, like always. This one I'm going to do the music for.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game talk news, gonna set the stage alight. Mr.
Yeah,
Nice got the
bitches.
scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry.
Gaming news,
Feel the
bitches.
thunder, feel the roar. Game talk news,
Game
gonna
news
settle the
now.
score. From E3 to PAX, they got it
The
all.
word E3.
From highs and lows, ready to brawl.
You are now listening to Games News Now with Mr. Mike. Oh yeah, bitches. And here is Mr. Mike.
He definitely sounds... Hey, Morgan, Mr. Freeman, you sound very high. You're taking a lot of that, you're really smoking a lot of weed, aren't you? Mm-hmm. What is this lady doing? She's playing a game on her Switch. Oh, she's playing Fortnite on her Switch too, and she's losing. Is that Brie Larson? Oh, maybe that is Brie Larson. Oh yeah, that is Brie Larson. Okay, I was just looking at this. They got Brie Larson here doing YouTube stuff here with Nintendo Switch. Because if you didn't hear, there's a Super Mario Galaxy movie coming, and I guess Nintendo this week had a Super Mario Galaxy movie Nintendo Direct, which announced that Brie Larson is going to be the voice of Princess Rosalina. So I guess on Wednesday they had Nintendo Direct, which revealed more news about the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie, which showed off a trailer, a pretty fun trailer. I cannot wait to watch this movie. This is going to be a fun movie. And it provides some major casting details as more Mushroom Kingdom characters get their big screen debut. Like they said, like I just said, the biggest news included that Marvel superstar Brie Larson will portray Galaxy's cosmic princess Rosalina, which I thought people didn't like Brie Larson for a while, but I guess she's back at it now. I guess maybe she's back in the limelight. Hey, I like Brie Larson. I think she's hot. I think she's got a great voice. I think she'll do great as Princess Rosalina. I think she's got that that attitude to it. She needs the attitude. You need those Disney. You need those Nintendo princesses to have attitude, you know. And she'll bring the attitude. She'll bring her A game for this. And she's pretty happy that she gets to be Princess Rosalina. She said. She really wanted to do this. So, hey, for people that really want to be the characters, they're going to be the characters. While Bowser Jr. will be also making his debut, voiced by Benny Safdie. I don't know who Benny Safdie is. We heard like 1 second of Bowser Jr. in the trailer, but yeah, Bowser Jr., folks. He sounded okay. He didn't sound... Wait. I gotta have a voice for this. Hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. I know I have this. Hold on. Give me a second here. Where are you, you son of a bitch? I could do this too. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, everybody. I know this isn't the exact voice, but, you know, Bowser Jr. could sound like this a little bit. Yeah. How would you like a Bowser Jr.? I know Bowser sounds like this because in the trailer he became really little. I don't know how that happened, but maybe they'll tell us how. Yeah. What else do we got here? We got a
Robot. Oh shit. I don't want a background on that. You know, they got an Eva voice in this, kind of. It's different. They call her Violet. She's somebody else. But she sounds like Eva from the WALL-E movies as I'm playing around with this.
So, this sounds like Eva. WALL-E. Does that sound like that? It does. Here we go. Hold on. I'm coming. Back to my
That voice. There we go. Back to my voice. Yeah, this is going to be a fun movie. The first Super Mario movie was fun. I liked it. I bought it after. I will definitely go to the movies to see this one. When's it coming out again? Of course, Chris Pratt's going to be Mario again. Anna Taylor-Joy is going to be Princess Peach. Charlie Day Luigi. Jack Black Bowser. Keegan Michael Kay is Toad. And Kevin Michael Richardson is Kamek, as they all come back to the movie. And it does look kick-ass. Illumination does really good good movie art. You know, compared to Disney's animation and Pixar animation and stuff, Illumination does really good stuff, their graphical art. And they brought, you know, the Nintendo Mushroom Kingdom alive with this stuff. And I'm very, very happy that they did that, because I cannot wait to see this movie. And Princess Peach is definitely still fly, and she still can kick a lot of ass. And Mario still looks like he's clueless, because why not? And now the introduction with Brie Larson's Princess Rosalina, she's probably going to kick some major ass. And when did they say this is coming out? Let's see here. They didn't show no Yoshi, though, in this video. So in April of this upcoming 2026 is when the Super Mario Galaxy movie's in theaters. They're saying in April. They're not saying a date, but in April. So January, February, March, April. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good month to bring out the Super Mario Galaxy movie, especially because it doesn't have to go toe to toe with Grand Theft Auto 6. So that was pretty cool. Also in gaming news, besides the Super Mario Galaxy movie updates, Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto discusses stepping back from Mario, hopes to stay healthy until Mario's 50th anniversary. So right now, Super Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto has discussed how his role has changed after stepping back from leading development on Nintendo's most famous video game series. He talked about how he's playing through his first half hour of the new projects himself still to ensure it felt like Mario to him. Speaking in celebration of Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary, the veteran designer, which is now 72 years of age. So basically he says he wants to be 82 to see the 50th anniversary of Mario. Shit, I can't believe he's 72 already. He looks like he's only like 60 something, but he's 72. God damn it. Miyamoto's old. So basically he's leaving most of the development up to his teams and to his valuable trainees and stuff. And like he says, he'll spend some time playing some of the games a little bit here and there to see if it feels Mario-ish enough. But basically he's leaving it all up to them. So when he goes and passes on to the Mushroom Kingdom in the sky, hopefully the rest of these people will bring Mario to the next generations to come with more fun games and stuff. We'll hopefully, because he was the creator, and it's hard to let your baby go and get made by other people, because he's even involved with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Mario movies and Galaxy movies and stuff like that. He's involved with all the movies and stuff of all the franchises because he's the guy. He's the guy that created most of the characters and most of the things. And, Nintendo sucked it all up and made it super profitable. So, so these games. So whenever we get the next Super Mario game or whatever it is, remember that's going to be created by basically 100% of his team and not him in general. So get ready for that coming up. And we'll see how those games are. Hopefully they're not going to get boring like Animal Crossing and stuff are, and Pokemon are. Hopefully they don't get too lazy with that stuff, and hopefully they keep innovating and making these games better. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Still waiting for the new Super Mario game, but we can wait. Apparently, like I'm talking about Pokemon, people are complaining about Pokemon Poketopia. Fans claim broken promises after $70 Pokemon Poketopia confirmed at first Nintendo as first Nintendo published game keycard release. So Pokemon Poketopia, which is basically, where you could do stuff. It's like an Animal Crossing meets Pokemon kind of thing going on, which guess what? Pal World is doing their own Pal World thing going on too. That is like Poketopia. That I gotta say, it seems a lot better, but we'll see. So Pokemon Poketopia will cost $70 and only be available physically. Will only be available physically as a game key card. Only be available physically as a game key card. I'm sure they're gonna sell it digitally. I'm sure they're just talking about as a physical edition, it's only going to be a key card. It appears something that has stunned Nintendo fans. Following the confirmation of the game's March 5th, 2026 release date earlier, store pages for the highly anticipated Pokemon Life Simulation have now gone live, detailing its price and status as a game key card game. Because Nintendo wants to get away with having like whole games stored on the cards themselves, and they just want to have it like what Xbox and PlayStation do now, where they have like a game code or something where it tells the system you own the game and it downloads the game to that. And if you want to play the game, you got to have the key card in there or the disc or whatever. So something like that, which they're doing because they know memory for these game cards are expensive, and they know companies want to make more money off their games, and they want to make more money off the games. So they're trying to offer these game key cards instead of putting full titles on these game cards, which for somebody like me as a Nintendo fan, or once was a Nintendo fan, I am still kind of a Nintendo. I'm just not a fan of Nintendo proper like everybody else. I think it's heinous to do something like this, to not keep with tradition and keep the game on the card so we could play the game on and offline with the card and stuff. Just like my whole Switch 1 generation, just like all the other games before it was like that. And I understand games are getting bigger and stuff like that and more technical and stuff. And then you, of course, third-party games where you have stuff like I don't know, they don't have a Call of Duty coming on there, but other games that would come on the system from third parties like Cyberpunk, which they actually put their whole game on the game card. So you can't call, the people that's the Cyberpunk 2077 people cheapos, because they're actually put the whole game on the card. But other things, like, I don't know, other games too, but still, it is kind of and the way they're going, you might as well just say, hey, the Switch 2 is an all-digital system. Just buy a bigger memory card stick and just play all the games off your memory of the Switch 2 and not buy any game cards. They should have went all digital on these systems and added more memory to them and stuff like that and said, screw that. You can buy the box. It's going to have like not a QR, it'll have like a special QR code in the box or something, a Nintendo QR code in the box where you can click it, it downloads it. You could still have the cool box in the box art and stuff, but it just won't have any physical cards in there. That's what they should have did. Then if people like me that just want to have the cool box or something, we could get the cool box, but all it is a digital code in there. But for people that want to keep them or trade them or, borrow them to friends and people, that is a big blow, because even though the game key card can be transferred to people, they still got to download the game and play it and blah, 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 blah. It's a little hassle, but I know where they're coming from, but I think they're doing it a whole wrong way. So they're talking about in the United States, Poketopia is available to pre-order now for $69.99 or $70. In Japan, meanwhile, Poketopia costs 8,980 yen, the same price point as the Mario Kart World $80 game in the US. So the Japanese version is more expensive than ours. Ours is $70 and Poketopia in Japan is $80, just like Mario Kart World. What the fuck, Nintendo? And more than the Nintendo published titles such as Donkey Kong Bonanza and even Pokemon Legends Z through A. Nintendo's Japanese website specifically lists Poketopia's physical edition as a game key card, and while the same information isn't shown in the United States, Nintendo has simultaneously published a YouTube video instructing users on how to use game key cards on Nintendo Switch 2 which use Pokemon Poketopia as an example. Game keycards have proven controversial among Nintendo fans who dislike the fact that the cartridges only contain a prompt to download the game, like I just told you guys, rather than the full game data itself. That means you do not need to connect your Switch 2 online after buying the game, and then also need to wait while it downloads. However, game keycards differ from digital downloads as they can be resold or shared with others, just like regular game cartridges. Like I said, I know how they're going for on this. I know what they're going for on this with the game key cards. They want you to still have the physical card, but also they want to be able to update the game and just have you download the game easier, I guess, with the most updated version of the game. So I can understand that notion of the game key cards. And then as long as you could still give them to other people to be able to play the game and stuff like that, I don't know. It is controversial, but see, I'm the only one that's playing it, so I don't care either way. And like I said, if I get a Switch 2 in the future, all the new games that I get for it are probably going to just be digital downloads only. And I'm not going to buy them in a store unless if they're on a deep sale or something. Like if a store has like their game keep card versions of the game cheaper than the physical, than me buying it digitally from the Nintendo store online, then yeah, sure, I would definitely do that. But I'm looking at the polls here. There's some polls on this news article from IGN, and how do people feel about Switch 2 game key cards? 3.4% said that they were for them. Then there's 11.1% that says they are happy to buy them or probably wouldn't notice. Well, you wouldn't notice if you have to download the whole game, but okay. And then the biggest at 60.4% said, I won't buy them to just make a statement. And then for people like me, I say I don't care. I probably download a digital copy of the game anyways, because that's just the next logical step on this road to all digital future. And most of my games are all digital anyways going forward, from what I buy from Xbox and Steam and stuff like that on PC. And on my Xbox Rogue Ally X is all digital. So yeah, physical games are going the way of the dodo bird. I'm just surprised Nintendo just didn't go full on all digital, but I understand they're trying to make us keep it so, if you want to transfer, sell, or transfer that game key card to somebody else, you could still do it. So I understand where their heads are at, but it's still kind of and they shouldn't charge as much as they do if it's only a digital code. But this is Nintendo we're talking about, the Apple of the video game world. They make their money. So Pokemon Poketopia appears to be the first Nintendo published game to offer a game key card as a game key card only game. But this is also a game developed by Koei Tecmo, which last time was not a Nintendo development studio. But they're working with Nintendo, so a lot of games made for Nintendo, published by Nintendo, are sometimes made by secondary third parties out there, unless if it's a mainstream Mario game or something. But that's weird that it's $80 in Japan and it's only $70 here in the States. Interesting. So preaching patience. The Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long way off, says Todd Howard, as he warns fans, teases potential shadow drop. Now, I didn't understand this article too well, but Elder Scrolls 6 is the most hotly anticipated video game in the world. I don't know why. It's a long ways off, and after Starfield, you would think a lot of people would not be too into it, but we'll see, because it's going to be taking Todd, because Todd Howard takes a long time to make video games. It won't be coming out for some time yet, despite being announced over 7 years ago already by Bethesda development chief Todd Howard himself. So 7 years ago, this game was announced. In an interview to celebrate the release of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which not going so well right now, Todd Howard stated the Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long ways off. He added, I'm preaching patience. I don't want fans to feel anxious. In January of this year, Elder Scrolls 6 announcement became as old as the predecessor Skyrim when the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced. Skyrim was released on November 11, 2011, and Elder Scrolls 6 reveal on June 10, 2018. So 7 years later, came 2,403 days after that. It is now 7 years and 5 months after the announcement, and we're not anywhere closer, it seems, to the release of the game. When the 6th year anniversary Elder Scrolls 6 announcement arrived in June last year, Todd Howard paused to say, oh, wow, that has been a while. The Elder Scrolls 6 is at least in production, with Bethesda confirming it had entered early development back in August of 2023. Early builds were available in March of 2024. Howard once again admitted that it's taken too long to get Elder Scrolls 6 out of the door, but did tease an Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered style shadow drop without confirming anything. So basically, when I'm guessing he's saying when Elder Scrolls 6 is ready to come out, they're just going to go, it's out. Just like the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster, which I got to play. I liked Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I didn't beat it, but I want to see if I can get back in and maybe play that game eventually. Because I did like Skyrim. I finally beat Skyrim. You were all there with me when I beat Skyrim, finally. It took forever to do it, but I did. And I did it on PC, so that was fun. But yeah, I like Elder Scrolls games. They're pretty fun. They're very big and long, but they're very fun. What else did he say? He stated, I do like to have a break between them where it isn't just like a +1 sequel, Howard said, of making an Elder Scrolls game again. I think it's also good for the audience to have a break. The Elder Scrolls has been so long. Let's be clear, but we wanted to do something new with Starfield. We needed to create a creative reset. Bethesda is currently test playing Elder Scrolls 6, Howard revealed. So when will it actually come out? So if they're already test playing it, that's going to be pretty far, not finished, but pretty far in development if they're already test playing stuff in it. It seems likely at this point that it will be released for Microsoft's next-gen console and PC. Will it also be a PS6 game, cross-gen title perhaps? Probably. I like to just announce stuff and release it, Howard continued. My perfect version, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, is that it's going to be a while, and then one day the game will just appear. The Oblivion Remastered Shadow Drop was a test run, Howard teased. It worked out well. Yes, it did. As for Bethesda has going on right now, hundreds of people are working on Fallout, Howard said, across Fallout 76 and some other things we're doing, but Elder Scrolls 6 is an everyday thing. Let's see here. Last month, and it was confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 will include a character designed in memory of a much-missed fan After a remarkable charity campaign that raised more than $85,000 for Make-A-Wish, Howard revealed that Bethesda spent some time talking with the group of fans who organized the fundraiser about what they want to see from the Elder Scrolls 6 and commented, "I think we're aligned." I don't know if those people are to be trusted. I'm not that kind of person. That's me speaking. I don't know, people. I don't think you should be listening to those kind of people. I don't know. Unless that they're very big Elder Scrolls diehard fans and they played the Elder Scrolls games and the Fallout games. I don't know. You're listening to a very few people. I don't know. You might as well just listen to me then. I could tell you how Elder Scrolls 6 should go. And talking about disappointments, apparently, which I can definitely agree on this because I didn't purchase this, because you got to purchase this even as a Game Pass member. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition sparks backlash as disgruntled fans use Steam reviews to express their disappointment. So, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition was meant to act as a celebration of Bethesda's post-apocalyptic role-playing game on its 10th birthday. But it turns out that things haven't gone exactly to plan, as an update was met with backlash on Steam. So if you want to buy Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, folks, it's going to cost you $60. But it includes 6 official Fallout 4 expansions and over 150 Creation Club items, which are paid mods. But there's also a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition upgrade that Bethesda's also selling, so you can't get this for free, folks. So if you own Fallout 4 and you own all the stuff, this seems like a bummer of a price, but they're selling it to existing owners of the base game at $40. $40. I could see if it was like $10, maybe $20 at the most, but $40. Well, Bethesda points out that this upgrade offers a discount on all the items sold separately. Fans have hit out at the pricing for the Anniversary Edition, especially in the context of Fallout 4 itself being a decade old and what the Anniversary Edition actually gets you. It's worth noting that the Fallout 4 base game is currently $20 on Steam. It launched at $59.99. And the Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, which includes the base game and all 6 official expansions, is only $40. Fallout 4 Creation Club, which includes the 150 paid mods released as part of the Anniversary Edition, costs $20 on its own. And it's a Steam store page for the bundle that has borne the brunt of the backlash with mostly negative user ratings. Also, just like a Bethesda game and a Bethesda PC game and whatnot, complaints on this page report crashing issues, glitches, and even a problem with getting the new mods to work. Meanwhile, it sounds like the Anniversary Edition is breaking prior mods, although Bethesda warned this would happen when it came to mods that affect the new Creation Club menu. Be a Gamer in 2025 reads the most helpful review. According to Steam, you purchase the content, you don't get the content in the game. Bethesda's update causes even more crashes. Trying to quit the game causes it to crash. Good God. A lot of people complain about it's bugging out all crazy like, and oh boy. And then there's the Fallout subreddit. I don't know. Fallout 4 was a fun game. Fallout 4 itself got a lot of mixed reviews back in the day. A lot of people either loved it, like me, or a lot of people hated it. And then they got the DLC out. It was pretty fun and stuff. I bought all the DLC. I played it all. Even the Creators Creation Club stuff I did and created some stuff. It was a fun game. But it was at a time, what I was hoping for this, which of course they didn't do because it's just the same game. And I already own Fallout 4, especially via Game Pass, which they didn't do, which they should have done altogether, is just make this like a whole new game. You know, because this is supposed to update a lot of the graphics, a lot of the ways on how it plays and all that. It's supposed to be like a brand new update of Fallout 4, which they completely, of course, it's Bethesda, screwed up. And they should have offered it for Game Pass members for like either a reduced rate at like 10 or $20 or free if we want to make that simple. And for new people, it should have been like $40 or $50 for new people. And on top of that, this Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition should have been giving us brand new achievements. I'm just going to say it. This game, if you want to get the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, you already played Fallout 4 and you already got the achievements for it, you don't get new achievements for this. I'm sorry, it's the same achievements. They link the same achievements for the Fallout 4 regular edition of the game to the Anniversary Edition. Because I was looking on my Xbox store page and I'm looking at it, it's like, all these achievements are unlocked already. And I'm like, that's because this is the same game. They just prettied it up, kind of worked on it, and then they want to try to sell it to you for like $40 and $50. I gotta say, if you're a person that already owns Fallout 4 for the PC or Xbox or something, stick with that. Do not buy this Anniversary Edition. Even if you did want to get the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition because you never played Fallout 4 maybe before, and this would be your first time, and you want all the DLC and stuff, maybe get the Game of the Year Edition, which they say is still available, and get it for $40 compared to paying $60 for this. I don't know. I'm just saying, nickel and dime, nickel and dime. But it's not the first time this happened with a Bethesda game, and it probably won't be the last. And of course, the parent company owner, Microsoft, loves to make new money nowadays. So of course they're going to want to charge premiums for this stuff, because gaming is premium hobby. Talking about more Fallout news, Fallout 3 Remaster still on the way, as reports claim. Fallout 3 Remaster, which leaked back in 2023, is still in the works, as a report has claimed. Now, note, this has not been officially stated by Todd Howard or anybody, but rumored Fallout 3 Remastered has been talked about since 2023. And Todd Howard says, beyond Elder Scrolls 6 being some ways off, and they are doing working on other things behind the scenes, especially in the Fallout franchise. Reports of a remaster of Fallout 3 along the same lines as this year's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is among them. I don't know. Until they say that they have a remaster of Fallout 3, I won't believe it. And after this Fallout 4 fiasco with the Anniversary Edition, I would hope that the people at Bethesda and Microsoft would be a little bit more careful putting out this new edition. Especially if it's a remaster, that would mean better graphics, better everything else. Hopefully they make it, if it comes with all the DLC and stuff, hopefully it, they don't charge too much. If it's like $60 or something like that, great. Okay, I would understand. But make sure you put brand new achievements in there for me to get. That's all I ask for. If I can't get new achievements, then you can fuck off on your Fallout 3 Remaster. Because at least with the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, for Oblivion Remaster, you can get new achievements in that. So that made it all sweeter for me. So they got to do that with Fallout 3 Remastered. And it's got to be worth it. Because I would love to play. Because I played Fallout 3 back in the day about 3 times. I beat that game. That was always fun. I was in the world of Fallout so many times. And, the graphics were really muddy and janky at that time. I would definitely like a remaster of Fallout 3 coming. Especially if it had new achievements. That would be great. Talking about more things coming to consoles, not from Bethesda, but from Rockstar. Apparently, this is an update. Red Dead Redemption coming to Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S has been confirmed. So Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare are coming to Netflix, iOS, Android, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2 on December 2nd. The post reads, experience these epic Western adventures with free upgrades and ability to carry over game progress and more. Let's see here. PS5 and Xbox Series players will get the game in 60 frames per second with enhanced image quality, HDR support, and up to 4K resolution. Nintendo Switch 2 has support for DLSS, HDR, mouse controls, and 60 frames per second. In addition, if you already own Red Dead Redemption on the PS4, Nintendo Switch, or the digital backwards compatible Xbox One version, you will be able to upgrade digitally to the new enhanced version for free. That makes me this sound like you don't get new achievements or anything with that. If this is an upgrade, because I think I do have the Xbox One version of this, maybe. If not, and I could get new achievements for it, that'd be great. Because then I'd play Red Dead Redemption again on my Xbox, or should I say network stream. PlayStation and Switch users will be able to continue existing save data on the newer console, because it did come out already. So coming out on Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and portables. A new ESRB rating has popped up for Red Dead Redemption on modern consoles, where it will become an M-rated game for mature due to blood, gore, intense violence, nudity, strong language, strong sexual content, and the use of drugs. Yeah. I did like Undead Nightmare too. That was pretty good. Which is stated, so this is coming out December 2nd. Like I said, I will be interestingly waiting to see if this is, like I said, if you get on December 2nd, if this new Red Dead Redemption update gives me, like I said, new achievements and stuff like that, then I'll definitely play through that game again. Now, it doesn't say PC. Notice it doesn't say PC. Well, you can't see it, but I can. It says Netflix, iOS, Android, PS5, Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. Nothing about PC again, folks. Interesting. But still, Rockstar is very skittish about releasing this shit on PC, and they always want to release it only on consoles and stuff. What are they going to do when these consoles become PCs more and stuff, or if it's all just PC? Then they're going to have to release their shit on PC, right? Gotta force them. But we'll see. We'll wait. December 2nd is not too far away, folks. If you think about it, it's only a few weeks away, because we're, like I said, as I'm recording this is the 16th. The next week is already Thanksgiving. And then the 2nd is 2 weeks away, basically, or a little over 2 weeks away. 2nd is a Tuesday for December. So we will find out on if this, remastered version of Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare comes out, and it's more than just a prettier, advanced version of the game. And like I said, I will buy it again if I can get achievements and stuff for it. Because, like I said, I don't think I have the Xbox One version of the game. When did this come out? I think I only have the 360 version. I could be wrong. On that. I got to check my Xbox library and see if I have this for Xbox One. But if I do, that would mean that maybe I don't get the achievements for that. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know when December 2nd comes around. So talking more about the Asus ROG Ally X, Xbox ROG Ally, the Xbox ROG Ally X, Asus admits that The demand for the ROG Xbox Ally X demand exceeded expectations and is ramping up production to end stock shortages. So basically, they didn't think this was going to sell that much. No, notice they said the Xbox ROG Ally X and not just the Xbox ROG Ally, which is the $500 version, the lesser version. People are buying the more premium version because it has better hardware in it. And that's what I keep saying to people. If you're going to buy this thing, you want to buy the better version of this thing, even though it's $1,000, because it has the hardware to play your games at 1080p or better, and it's going to run those games really nicely on it. And the other one, even though it can play the games, it has less memory and all that other stuff, so it's not going to run the games as well as it could. And a lot of games probably won't run well at all because of its lack of processing and graphics power and memory. So they said that it's beating expectations, that they are ramping up in making these Xbox LAXs. I could just call it that, Xbox LAXs. That's a good thing. And that these are, people are saying, hey, they misjudged the demand for the Xbox LAX top-end model, which starts at $999, and they said people want it. And like I said, folks, I am working on that review for this thing, so you can hold off and waiting for it. But it's still in high demand, and people can't get it, and it's a great device. I'm telling you right now. Even if you don't read and watch my review when I get it out there, hopefully before Thanksgiving, you'll still want to maybe save up and get this thing, because I'm telling you, it is a nice device. And like I said, I had the Gen 1 device, the ROG Ally Extreme. I love that version, but this version, it's leaps and bounds of what the original version was. Leaps and bounds, I'm telling you. It's really good. And in final gaming news, because I want to finish up this show because it's almost been 3 hours in this podcast, and I want to get to eating some lunch and stuff, because I did this early in the morning, but now it's like 1 in the afternoon, a little after 1, and I want to eat something. I want to watch some boob tube on my computer. I want to play some games, and then maybe get back into doing a little review writing if I got any time left in the day. But in the final games news, everybody, Death Stranding animated series is coming to Disney Plus in 2027. You heard it right, folks. You heard me correctly. Death Stranding animated series is coming to Disney Plus in 2027. Hold on. I'll have Mr. Morgan Freeman. Mr. Morgan, you tell it.
Hey everybody, this is Morgan Freeman telling you all that Death Stranding, the anime series, is coming to Disney Plus in 2027. Oh yeah. I wonder if Norman Reedus is going to be in this animated series, because it didn't say anything about him. But if you like Death Stranding, you're going to like the original series. It's gonna be bombastic.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan Freeman. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm not a big Death Stranding fan. I got to tell you, I tried a little bit of the first Death Stranding. I got it. I didn't play it. It was on Game Pass. I could buy it for $20 on the Xbox. I'm just really wasn't into it. I watched some people play Death Stranding 2, and I'm watching the whole craziness of it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, and what Hideo Kojima did and what he's done with the game, but it's just still not my type of a game. And it is. I hear it's so long, so big, so long, and it's just not for me. It's not in my wheelhouse. Just like when the Metal Gear games, they just weren't in my wheelhouse. But I'll definitely watch a Death Stranding animated series. I'll watch that. I would love to see what they do it, especially if they get Norman Reedus to play his character in the game, in the show, I would definitely do it. If you get all the same people to do that, which I bet you they would, because Kojima said he's the one working it. It's Kojima Productions and Disney Plus. So Kojima Productions is doing the animated series, I guess. Yeah, see? Based on a video game born out of the mind of legendary career, Hideo Kojima comes with a new animated series headed to Japan's up-and-coming animation studio E&H Production. Helmed by E&H Productions to Takanayo Sano, it follows the footsteps of the original and spirited ideas depicted in the world of Death Stranding. I don't know, maybe okay, somewhere in North America, just as Sam Bridges walks throughout the continent in order to save America, the someones are also trying to deal with their isolation. Maybe not. Maybe this is something like in the same universe, but people are doing something different. I don't know. I would hope that Norman Reedus will come into the play in this Death Stranding animated series. You would want that. But we'll find out, because I don't know anything about it. You don't know anything about it. But we'll find out together, because that's what we do. We find out about this stuff together. I'd be really interested to see on what could be with this Death Stranding animated series. Like I said, I'm not a big Death Stranding fan or anything, but I'm always interested in the anime. I like me some anime. And can I watch this anime on my GabeCube? Playing Fallout 3 Remastered. Well, I'm going to end this podcast, folks. Like I said, it's been a lot of podcasts. Like I said, they got extra lives going on right now. So if you want to support all those people that are supporting the kids, join somebody's extra lives and give them a little ching ching for their bling bling to help out the kids. And hopefully Giant Bomb's video goes back up on YouTube, but I don't know about that. It's going to be highly edited or something. It's on, like I said, twitch.tv if you want to watch it still, but the video on YouTube, down and out still. And if you want to support me and you like what I do with my videos, my stuff, and my upcoming video and article on the Xbox Raw Gallery X, support me a little bit, give me a little bit of extra ching-ching too with my Mr. Mike's tip jar, which you can go to the link on top of the my YouTube channel page here at OldFreakyGamer on YouTube. And it says Mr. Mike's tip jar or whatever it says, tip jar. Or you could go to my website at oldfreakygamer.com and click the tip jar on the left upper hand corner or in the links tab up top on the website. And it takes you to the square page and all that. And it's very easy, simple, secure. And you get a receipt back, digital receipt back. And yeah, like I said, it goes to my creative works here, so I can keep doing this and keep advancing with stuff like this, these voices, like this hot fox.
Because why not? Wouldn't you want to hear me as a hot fox?
Or as Morgan fucking Freeman, baby.
Yeah. Trust me, I won't do that a lot, but I'll do it sometimes because this is I like how this stuff worked out, but I might mostly use these voices for to do like new transitions for stuff in my videos and audio and stuff like that, because that'd make it pretty cool, because I need to update some of that stuff eventually. But otherwise, for streaming my videos, stuff like that, the podcast, it all costs me money out of my pocket, but if you want me to play new games or whatever, I could put money towards those even if I'm not into them too much. If you want me to play stuff or whatnot, it's always good to help somebody out. And if you want to help me out, and I mean help me out after the whole extra life thing goes away, then you can help me, and that's okay. And give me whatever you think is worth giving. I'm not saying give me hundreds of dollars here. I'm saying, hey, got $5, tip me $5. I don't care. Whatever little bit counts, and people have done it already, and hey, all that money that I'm getting is going right back into this products. So there's that. And like I said, for this week, like I said, Wednesday's Let's Play is going to be the final episode of The Wolf Among Us, episode 5 on this Wednesday's Let's Play. And this Friday is going to be GTA 4 on the GameOn live stream. So we'll see Nikola Bellic again and see how he's been faring with GTA 4 as I continue doing some game-ons with that. So, that's it, folks. I am Mr. Mike. This has been the GamezAttack podcast, a podcast about video games and the industry and everything else in between. Thank you for joining me. I will be back next week with another great GamezAttack podcast episode on Monday, and with more news on the future of what I'm doing for the holidays. So everybody, this is Mr. Mike sign out saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button, and the show is now
Game over, bitches. Yeah. Yeah.
Pixels flicker neon bright, old freaky gamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. Old freaky gamer, he's tapping that, blasting through the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer on the track. 8-bit dreams and a 16-bit past. His reflex is slow, but his will is fast. Button mashing like a man possessed. High score chasing, he's obsessed.
Game over.